Welcome to Indiana High School football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Coca-Cola, Culver's Portside Marina, Nepco, Crane and Equipment Services, Farm Fertilizers, First Farmers Bank and Trust, Lawrence Farms, Mark's Body Shop in Knox, Zingo Express, Pulaski Memorial Hospital, Stark County Co-op, The Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Collins Insurance, Howard's Marathon of Winnemac, and 5 Star. The Coca-Cola pregame show with Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan is next.
Takes the snappy hands off the Brown up the middle. Who's going to break away? He's got a lot of room to the 10, the 5, touchdown!
Five Star, the largest meat and grocery store in the area, focused on quality, value, and customer service. The 5 stars in the name of the store come from 5 family members of the original owners serving in World War II, each one represented by a blue star on a flag hanging in the front window of the family home. That's why even decades later, 5 Star is known for its dedication to service. Now that dedication means savings for you. 5 Star, one of the We Care stores, the area's largest meat and grocery store, focused on quality, value, and customer service. Located, you know where, in the Knox Mall.
Since 1936, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning have always taken pride in doing the job right. Third-generation owner Brian Hammond and his family have always set the standard when it comes to taking care of all your heating and cooling needs. Making your home a comfortable home is the absolute top priority. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give them a call at 574-936-4660. Follow them on Facebook. Let Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning help you take control of your comfort.
Cuts over to the 30. Now he's got a hold of the 35-40. Up the middle. He breaks away. He finds his man over the middle. It's Jaden Jones up the middle about the 40-yard line. Takes the snap. He throws out to the right side to number 12 who catches it. Touchdown.
Welcome to the Coca-Cola pregame show. Now, here are the voices of KVB's WKVI Sports, Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan.
The new era continues here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Tonight, the Midwest Conference Championship is on the line as the West Central Trojans host the North White Vikings for the final regular season game of the year. This is Indiana High School football. With us tonight, getting all the inside information, Chris McGowan. Hey, I'm Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues. This is KVB's WKVI Sports. And we welcome you to Week 9 of the Indiana High School football season from Francesville, Indiana, 47946. We are back for more as we are set to continue the new era of Kankakee Valley Broadcasting Sports on 99.3 FM and around the world, streaming live on WKVI.com. As we get all of us ready for our 9th football broadcast of the year. We have talked with the West Central Trojans head coach Mark Call during several practices and on the Saturday Sports Line each week. We have yet to see the Vikings of North White as these two teams come into tonight's contest with a similar record. The Trojans are 7-1 and the Vikings haven't lost a game yet. Both of these teams have an opportunity to claim the Midwest Conference as theirs with a win tonight. We are so excited to see what happens in this one. When we look at the away team in tonight's football contest, we see the North White Vikings. Head coach Kurt Quaisbarth is in his 7th season leading the Vikings as they come into tonight's matchup. Like I said a moment ago, undefeated at 8-0 on the year. In Week 1, they took on the Taylor Titans, winning 38-12. In Week 2, they traveled to Frontier and won 44-14. In Week 3, they hosted Winnemac and beat the Warriors 36-14. Week 4, the Vikings hosted Tri-County and won 56-30. Then in Week 5, they traveled to West Dell and won easily 58-26. Week 6, they hosted Caston, winning 14-6, which was their closest game of the year. In Week 7, they traveled to Kentland, Indiana to take on the South Newton Rebels, winning 58-22. Then last week, they provided a shutout performance against the North Newton Spartans, 66-0. Tonight may be a real test for the Vikings as they face an equally strong West Central team for the Midwest Conference Championship. With us tonight, breaking things down and analyzing play on the field, we are honored to have sports analyst Chris McGowan. Chris, how are you tonight?
Not too bad.
Feeling pretty good?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. The only problem is I'm not on the field right now.
Not right now. It's a little rainy right now.
Yeah, for those of you that are listening and know me, you know that I'm sugar-coated and I don't want to melt. So...
Well, it is running. It's been raining all afternoon right now. The field is very wet. Some similar conditions to what we saw in North Judson last week. Let's hope we don't have a injury on the field in the officials.
Right. Yeah. Last week, was definitely a little wet for sure. But here tonight, both teams have been out in it, been doing their normal pregame routine, so they'll get acclimated pretty quick.
Well, let's talk about the North White Vikings. I know we haven't seen them, but anything that you've heard or maybe you've talked about with other coaches in the area?
Just everything runs through the quarterback. The Quaisbarth, I think he's been the starting quarterback for 4 years now under his dad. So he's going to be an extra coach on the field. So everything's going to run through him, and that's who West Central is going to have to key tonight.
Talk about that a little bit. There are a lot of players that play. I had a friend on the team that played for his dad. Talk about, that's not the first time I've heard that. When you have a coach's son or a coach's daughter out there, how much more that helps the team.
Well, yeah, because usually, you're bringing your kids to practice as a dad at times, and so I'm sure that his son has probably spent a lot of time on the football field even when he wasn't old enough to play, and you pick up things. You just listen, and you just become a student of the game more so than just playing it. So, you're part of those coaches' meetings as well.
So you kind of pick up the lingo. You pick up maybe more than you would if you're a normal player on the team.
And that's where the term, when basketball, you hear the term gym rat. The kids are always in there shooting baskets while practice is going on, and you're always listening, and you just become a gym rat, and you just pick everything up.
Well, we turn the page and see the home team for tonight's matchup. The West Central Trojans head coach Mark Hall is in his 10th year leading the program. This season, he became the all-time winningest coach in West Central football history. It has been a long road for Coach Hall, but the last 2 years have proven patience pays off, and these Trojans have been a serious battle for any team they seem to go up against. In Week 1, they took on the Caston Comets and prevailed 24-12. Then in Week 2, they took on Lake Station for their first home game, winning 58-10. Week 3, they beat Tri-County 42-8. Week 4, they took on the Culver Cavaliers, winning 52-18. Week 5, they saw North Newton on the road and took care of business early, winning 68-6. Then in Week 6, they beat South Newton 54-6. It's safe to say these Trojans can put up the points and put them up fast. In Week 7, they took on a well-improved Winnemac Warrior team and lost their first game of the season. 22-14 was the final as the Tomahawk Trophy went back to Winnemac. We were there for that game. Last week, the Trojans picked right back up, though, and beat Frontier on the road 54-12. Like I mentioned earlier, the Trojans come into tonight's matchup at 7-1 on the year and an opportunity to win the Midwest Conference Championship for the second year in a row. Chris, the Trojans have an opportunity to go back-to-back and becoming Midwest Conference champions tonight. Your thoughts on this team here in Week 9?
Well, like you said, they can put points up and put points up in a hurry. North White is going to have to be disciplined on defense, make sure they read their keys and trust their keys. Because, this West Central Trojan offense, again, can score points in bunches.
Well, and it also is senior night for the Trojans. They held senior night festivities in the basketball gym. They're expecting it to be raining the whole game this evening. But when it's senior night, talk about how important that is as a head coach, but also a player from your perspective. You want to send the seniors out the right way.
Exactly, and that's what it comes down to. As an underclassman, you want to play and send them, this could possibly be anytime it's a senior night, the last time they ever step foot on the field. Again, you just want to make the best memories that you can for those seniors and show how much you appreciate what they've done.
Well, we're here underneath the Friday night lights. It is raining here in Francesville, Indiana, as we are expecting a great evening of IHSAA Week 9 football action, as we appreciate you joining us on the Coca-Cola pregame show, refreshing the world, making a difference. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors as the Pulaski Memorial Hospital Injury Report is next. You are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Real magic is everywhere. It's in your mom's cooking, in 4-hour dinners with friends, in that first bite of something new, and in the fizz of a Coca-Cola. Now with so many options for less than $5, the Coca-Cola Value Collection will help you make the most out of every magic moment for so much less. Taste the magic for less with Coca-Cola.
BP gasoline with Invigorate helps clean your engine and can give you more miles per tank. Continuous use may result in the following pleasant side effects: excessive smiling, feeling more relaxed, taking more drives just because, volunteering for carpool twice in a row, and bragging to your friends about how you use our best fuel ever. To find out if BP gasoline with Invigorate is right for you, stop by your local station to discover our best fuel ever. Versus minimum detergent gas, average restored 3 to 5 miles per tank, based on fleet testing and based on what you drive and how you drive.
High school sports brought to you by Zingo Express. Who's in? Who's out? It's the Pulaski Memorial Hospital Injury Report with Mitch Columbi. Mitch?
Thank you, John Thompson. The Pulaski Memorial Hospital has been serving lives of the residents of Pulaski County and the surrounding area since 1963. Hey, we appreciate them supporting local high school sports and helping continue the tradition on KVB's WKVI. We are lucky to say here in Week 9 there are no injuries to report tonight, as that is our Pulaski Memorial Hospital Injury Report. Stay tuned as we will hear from Mark Hall of West Central and Kurt Quaysbarth of North White after the break in the KVB Coaches Corner. You are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
This is Mark Hall, head coach of the West Central Trojans. Stay tuned for more Trojan football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting, WKVI.
This presentation of our area's local high school sports is sponsored by Pulaski Memorial Hospital in Winamac. Pulaski Memorial Hospital is dedicated to providing excellent health care to improve the health and quality of life for the people and the community they serve. They will meet the community's needs and exceed their expectations by creating the best possible health care experience. For more information of the services they provide, call 946-2100.
The Stark County Co-op has been a member-owned farm services co-op in Stark County since 1928. That's over 90 years, and they're still providing the same quality agronomy services to the farming community of Stark and surrounding counties. The Stark County Co-op is an LP and fuel provider. The Stark County Co-op purchases grain at both locations, Hamlet and Brems. You can reach them by phone at 1-800-782-3392.
It's time to hear from the coaches in the KVB Coaches Corner. Here's Mitch Columbi.
I'm here with head coach of the North White Vikings, Kirk Quaysbarth. We're coming into this matchup, last regular season game of the year. The Midwest Conference Championship is on the line. Coach, what do you know about the West Central Trojans?
Well, I mean, we're familiar with each other. I mean, we in and out every year. They run their offense very well. Got a dynamic little quarterback that, really is a general out there for them. And you got to play assignment football when you play West Central. Everybody has to do their job, and so we've worked on it. We'll see what happens. With the weather out there and what role it plays tonight, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game with the rain pouring down like this. Is there anything in particular that you want to see from your Vikings on the field tonight?
Well, we defensively we have to play our assignments. And when you get caught, helping someone out or something, that's when they take advantage of it. Offensively, we just got to be able to take care of the ball, cut down on penalties that we've had in the past weeks, and then take care of the football. The team I think tonight that doesn't turn the ball over and those type of things could be the team that's more successful.
Did you guys see yourself having a chance to go undefeated this season when you started out just a couple months ago?
Yeah, we've known that. This has been a group of seniors that have come through. Most of them started as freshmen. And this has been with a good junior class behind them. So we've rolled with the punches all through the years, and we know that we could play football. We had a decent year last year, around 500, and had some games that we were in that we let get away, and so we knew that it could be on a real positive side for us this year.
Message to Viking Nation who may be listening tonight.
Come out, enjoy the rain, and watch some Viking football.
Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water and recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has them in stock. From Sanpan, Aqua Patio, Sweetwater, and Monaco pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver's Portside Marina can help. Wanting something more sporty? Yamaha Wave Runners and Kawasaki jet skis are on the showroom floor waiting. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 574-842-5000. Culver's Portside Marina.
I'm here with head coach of the West Central Trojans, Mark Call. Last regular season game of the year. The Midwest Conference Championship's on the line. Coach, you have an opportunity to go back-to-back. You won this conference championship last year. What do you know about the North White Vikings?
Yeah, North White's had a very successful year. They've got a lot of athletes back from last season. It all starts for them with their quarterback, then their running back. Both of them have had a lot of yards this year, a lot of stats. So we have to make sure that we have wrapped them up. It's going to be a wet night out there, so it's going to have to be extra wrap up because everyone's going to be a little bit slicker tonight. So it's going to take a good team effort.
What's the message, if you can share with us maybe a rough draft of what you're thinking you're going to tell the boys before you take the field here in a little bit?
Well, it's senior night for us, so we got to make sure we send our seniors out the right way, honor all the things they've done for us these last 4 years, and we just got to play for those guys. And then, as you said already, it's the conference championship, so we got to make sure we're ready for that.
You mentioned yesterday the years that it's been since West Central's had a chance to do something like this. How much does this mean to you, your coaching staff, and the entire corporation?
I think it means a lot. We went between our last one 24 years, and we've only got 3 overall in our little over 50 years of history as a school. So if we can get back-to-back here and get our 4th ever in football, that'd be huge. So we got to go make sure we're ready and prepared and play our best.
Message to Trojan Nation here on senior night.
Come out, support us, be loud. It's going to be wet, but bring your water wear and be ready to go.
Coach, appreciate your time. Go get them.
All right, thank you.
Hey folks, Auto Park Fort LaPorte has got some news for you. We now have the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in LaPorte County. So if you're in the market, come and check us out because right now is the best time to trade in your current vehicle. Not interested in purchasing a vehicle? That's okay. We'll buy yours even if you don't buy ours. Not currently in the market, but your car needs serviced? Come check out our newly renovated service department and let them take care of all your service needs. And remember, we're not just an auto dealer, we're an auto park.
Time now for the keys to the game. Sponsored by the Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen.
All right, as we get set for Week 9 Indiana High School football action, what are your keys to the game as a West Central Trojan, Chris?
Well, I tell you what, I just give the keys to the game on both sides right now because of the weather.
The weather.
Yeah, right now the key's going to be whoever can take care of the football in pad level. Low man wins tonight in a game like this where the field's going to be slick and wet and muddy. You hear coaches talk about it all the time. Lower your pad level. So whoever can do that and take care of the football tonight's going to come out on top.
All right, now flip sides as a North White Viking. What needs to happen in order to finish off your season undefeated tonight?
It's going to come down to the defense. Like you heard Coach Quaysbarth say, you got to play assignment football. Anytime you play a triple option football team, You got to play assignment football. You got to read your keys. You got to do your job. You can't worry about what's going on with the guy next to you or the guy behind you or the guy in front of you. You got to do your job and what your key tells you to do, and you got to react off of that. You got to do your job, stay in your lane.
That's our Keys to the Game, sponsored by the Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen. Time to sit back, pop open an ice-cold Coke and chill as the Coca-Cola pregame show continues. Our KVB starting lineups are next. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
This is Mark Hall, head coach of the West Central Trojans. Stay tuned for more Trojan football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting, WKVI.
Have you ever wondered how much I could sell my vehicle for? Well, Auto Park Chevrolet GMC can help with that. We're looking to buy your vehicle. It is a quick, simple process that puts money in your pocket. Stop by the Auto Park on Oak Road for one of our sales professionals to assess your vehicle and have a cash price for you in moments. If you're looking to trade, we have stacks of inventory for you to choose from, or you can walk away with a check in hand. Don't hassle with listing on Marketplace or waiting forever to sell it privately. Let us make you an offer today. Auto Park Chevrolet GMC. Check us out at www.autoparkchevroletbuickgmc.com or call 574-936-5590 or come to see us next to Walmart in Plymouth.
This presentation of our area's local high school sports is sponsored by Pulaski Memorial Hospital in Winamac. Pulaski Memorial Hospital is dedicated to providing excellent health care to improve the health and quality of life for the people and the community they serve. They will meet the community's needs and exceed their expectations by creating the best possible health care experience. For more information of the services they provide, call 946-2100. When you grow up on the land, you have an appreciation for it. When you grow up and work on a family farm, on land that is shared by members of a family, all working together as a team, that appreciation grows even more. They know what it's like to work as a team to get the job done. At Lawrence Farms of Knox, Todd and Josh Lawrence and family support the local high school teams and wish them success all through the season.
He's up the right side. He barrels his way through. 2-point conversion is made.
Now it's time for the KVB starting lineups.
For the Trojans of West Central from Francesville, Indiana, on offense starting at quarterback tonight, we will see Connor Marlatt. The fullback is Jacob Pilarski. The wideouts are Spencer Lehman, Austin Bolin, and Josiah Rodriguez. Starting tight end tonight for the Trojans is Christian Hughes, and on the O-line for them, we will see Rudy Rodriguez and Zach Hilger at the tackle positions. Blake Hughes and Blake Indris are the guards, and in the middle at the center position is Max Scholes. On defense for the Trojans, starting free safety is Connor Marlatt. The cornerbacks are Addison Huber and Josiah Rodriguez. Starting safeties tonight are Jaden Miller and Spencer Lehman. The linebackers are Jacob Pilarski and Dre Villarreal. And on the D-line, getting after it is Christian Hughes and Austin Bolin at the defensive ends. And Max Scholes and Blake Hughes are the defensive tackles. That is our KVB starting lineups as we will be back to get set for kickoff. Hey, you are listening to KVB's WKVI.
This is Mark Hall, head coach of the West Central Trojans. Stay tuned for more Trojan football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting, WKVI.
Real magic is everywhere. It's in your mom's cooking, in 4-hour dinners with friends, in that first bite of something new, and in the fizz of a Coca-Cola. Now with so many options for less than $5, the Coca-Cola Value Collection will help you make the most out of every magic moment for so much less. Taste the magic for less with Coca-Cola.
The tradition continues with Mitch Columbi on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
From Francesville, Indiana, welcome to Week 9 of the Indiana High School football season between the West Central Trojans and the North White Vikings. I am Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting as WKVI will always be there. We also want to remind you Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WYMR will always be there too. As a matter of fact, you can catch even more high school football action on Max 98.3 FM with the boss, Tony Ross. They are in Lakeville tonight to see the LaVille Lancers take on the Culver Cavaliers. Also this year, broadcasting exclusively for all Plymouth home and away games is Rusty Nixon online at max983.net. He is in Elkhart tonight as the Rockies take on the Concord Minutemen. We invite you to flip back and forth between all of us as KVB always has you covered for local high school sports in our area. Hey, don't hesitate to follow us on social media. We are on Instagram at WKVI Sports, on X, formerly Twitter, at KVB Sports, and on Facebook at Sports to the Max for all Kankakee Valley Broadcasting sports content. You can listen to us on your phone. Just go to one of our social media sites I mentioned and tap the link on our page. No excuses. We are literally in the palm of your hand. Well, we are proud to let you know the PA announcer tonight at the Trojan Trench is Jeremy Glassford. The scoreboard operators are old friend Tyson Mellon. The play clock operator's an old friend as well, David Allen. The chain gang tonight is Bart Lehman, Justin Delph, Todd Denton, and Tony Hannon. Our officials for tonight, and very interesting story I wanted to bring up with you, Chris. Our officials for tonight, starting with Terry Adams. 43 years as a high school official. This is his last regular season football game of his career. Wanted to bring that up tonight. That is quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, that is quite an accomplishment. 43 years. You imagine some of the great players he's probably seen and some of the great games that he's actually officiated. So, yeah, 43 years, man, that's a long time.
Well, I got a little even more information about all of our officials tonight. Terry Adams, of course, we just talked about him. He's from Lima, Ohio. Then Del Asher from London, Kentucky. Harold Benjamin. They had to scratch their original official this evening and bring in Harold from L.A., California. You believe that, Chris?
I'm wondering. I'm thinking this is probably where they were born is what I'm thinking.
Well, he wanted me to let everyone know this is where they're from.
Right.
Donald Helmick is on the field as an official tonight from Mooresville, Indiana. And Mark Rodriguez from Havana, Cuba.
Cuba.
Nice. So those are our officials for this evening, and as you've heard already, Chris McGowan is with me up in the booth right now. The weather is just pretty crazy right now. We'll see if we can get Chris down there a little bit later, but we're going to keep him dry, nice and cool up here with me.
Like I said, I'm sugar-coated.
He'll melt. So we appreciate him being part of this this great broadcast tonight. We're going to bring you all the access, and finally, we had to bring up our other area teams playing tonight, the Knox Redskins. They have an opportunity. The Knox Redskins, how many times should I say it? The Knox Redskins have an opportunity to go undefeated for the first time in their history as a high school football team.
That's that's quite an accomplishment, and tonight they're going for the outright HNAC championship against the Caston Comets.
So they are facing Caston on the road tonight. What transpires in Caston?
I think Knox rolls and scores early and often probably against the Caston Comets, and I look for the Redskins to rest their starters early and start getting ready for first round of sectionals next week.
Boy, can you believe it? The Knox Redskins, by the end of tonight, the way Chris and I see it, they will be undefeated, 9-0 for the first time in their history as a football program. They're preparing, like Chris said, for next week. They see Lakeland in round 1 sectional action on the road at Lakeland. The North Judson St. Pierre Blue Jays are on the road. They face Pioneer tonight. What transpires in Royal Center?
To be honest with you, it's probably the most intriguing game of the night, just for the simple fact that the only thing they're fighting for is placement in the HNAC, okay? And what that means is you might be able to get 1 or 2 extra players on the all-conference team by placement. Okay?
Sure.
So there's importance in that, but, you turn around and next week you play Pioneer again.
And that's an interesting –
So tonight – may end up just turning into a JV game.
Well, and head coach Brett Lambert had talked to us about that on the Saturday Sports Line last week. He said, if we do draw Pioneer, what will we see this Friday night? Will it be – they probably won't show much.
No, I don't think either team will show much.
They want to save it for sectionals.
On the flip side of that, though, I mean, I'm sure Coach Berry and his staff at Pioneer, and I know Coach Lambert and his staff at Judson, they've watched multiple game films on their opponents, and so they know what's coming. But seeing it live, that's the thing, So, but again, it's interesting that they play tonight, and then they turn right back around and play at North Judson next week.
Then we see the Triton Trojans on the road. They're facing one of our area teams in the Winamac Warriors. Triton just got beat last week against Knox. That was a tough loss for them. They're on the road again. What happens in Winamac?
Well, that's another one. With this weather and the way Triton likes to throw the ball, you kind of wonder if maybe it's the equalizer.
Yeah.
For the Warriors. Winamac likes to run it. They can throw it if they need to, but Winamac likes to run the football, so a little ground and pound there. So who knows? I mean, it could be a lot closer than what most people think.
The Culver Cavaliers are on the road tonight facing the LaVille Lancers. You can catch that game on our brother station, KVB's WYMR on Max 98.3 FM. What transpires in Lakeville, Indiana tonight?
That'll be a running clock by halftime. Again, I hate to say it, but the young Culver Cavalier football team just growing pains this year, taking some major lumps, but and that continues tonight. But their sectional draw, they drew South Central, a team that that they played with for a half.
Yeah,
actually, they were leading that game for most of that first half, and then just injuries caught up with them and just fell short. But again, that first round of sectionals for them against South Central. Hey, that's winnable.
That is winnable, especially with South Central having
their injuries.
Their injuries, and we talk about the Satellites. They're on the road traveling to Whiting. We heard Coach Buzz Shove say it last Saturday. No one wants to make that drive to Whiting. He said even the people from Whiting don't even want to drive to Whiting. What happens to South Central Satellites? Aaron Hogan, we've talked about him all year. He has a concussion right now going through the protocol. He's out the next 2 weeks, so he won't even be able to play round one of sectionals. Talk about what happens there at Whiting tonight for the Satellites.
I still look for South Central to be able to go up there and get the victory tonight.
Wow.
He's had a couple weeks to get the pieces moved, the chess pieces moved, and get everybody in the right spot. So I look for.
What is happening at the center field? It looks like both teams are at center field right now, trying to.
I have no idea what.
I think they're putting together some sort of picture here. You see at the north end zone, it looks like a photographer. It might be Paul Hettinger of the Pulaski County Journal, actually, taking a picture of both teams out on the field. A very interesting.
I'm sorry, I paused there. And I thought,
what's going on here?
Yeah, I thought maybe they were going to be a
scrappiness going
on in midfield. But no, just a great show of sportsmanship. Both teams getting together here and taking a photo. But
yeah,
back to
South Central. Whiting.
Yeah, I think South Central goes up there and is able to take care of business. It's probably going to be closer because of the injuries,
right?
But South Central should take care of business tonight.
All of our area teams lines us up for our game here from Francesville, Indiana. The West Central Trojans hosting the North White Vikings. The Midwest Conference Championship is on the line. North White comes into this game tonight 8-0. The West Central Trojans 7-1. Would you want it any other way? The last game of the season.
Right, and what makes tonight so special is the fact that this is for the outright championship.
Yes,
there isn't one of these teams coming in with a one loss on the conference record. Both teams are undefeated in the conference, so the winner tonight is the outright champion.
Boy, and an opportunity for West Central to go back-to-back. They won this last year. Mark Hall talked to us in the KVB Coaches Corner during the Coca-Cola pregame show. It's been 24 years since West Central has won back-to-back conference championships. This is a huge moment for the Trojans and an opportunity to bring some bright news for them.
Right. They've had a great season. This is one of the things that he talked about when they set their goals for the year, conference champions, and giving themselves the opportunity. Now they just got to go out and perform.
Well, we're standing by awaiting both teams' captains to meet at center field.
Oh, they've already done that.
Oh, they've already done that. I missed that.
Yeah. West Central actually won the toss and deferred, so they will be kicking off to North White here to start the game.
And we've talked about your philosophy on this before, but just remind me and our listeners, if you won the toss, what do you prefer to do?
I always deferred because I was always trying to steal an extra possession right before half and then getting the ball to start the second half.
So that's what it looks like head coach Mark Hall and company see the same thing happening for them here in the first half. They want to try to steal a possession, get the ball to start the second half. North White is going to return this. Kicking duties for the West Central Trojans this evening, I believe that is
number 17.
Number 17 of the West Central Trojans. This is Austin Bolin, and deep to return for the Vikings are number 7, Landon Folks, the senior, and on the far sideline, it's hard to see his number.
That's Eli Quaisbarth, the quarterback, number 9.
So we are set and ready to go for Week 9 football action, and we are underway. Deep kick back to the 14-yard line. It goes out of bounds, and the flag flies. So that's where the Vikings will take over here to start this game.
So it looks like North White going to go ahead and accept the penalty there and take the ball at the 35-yard line.
Tonight's kickoff was brought to you in part by Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack in Winamac. We also appreciate them being the sponsor for the Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Week Award given out each week on the Saturday Sports Line. That's the longest-running high school sports show in Indiana, thanks to our very own Harold Welter. We hope you're enjoying your evening, Harold. Thanks for joining us here on KVB's WKVI. The tradition continues. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Fresh clock. Last regular season game with you, Chris. I can't believe we're already here in Week 9.
It's flown.
So this is Quaisbarth. He's going to take it from shotgun. Interesting formation here. He does. Hands off up the middle. No, he keeps it himself, pulls it, and he's going to make it to about the 35-yard line, and that's where he's tackled. Maybe a few yards on the carry.
Yeah, pickup of 1 there. Just had split backs there, running back to his right, running back to his left, and faked the counter there and just kept a little quarterback sweep. So Quaisbarth only picked up 1 yard there on first down.
Rain coming down here in Francesville. A cooler evening, like Chris talked in the Coca-Cola pregame show. It's slick out there. Very interesting. Lower level pad height is what you want here. Quaisbarth from shotgun. Takes the snap. Hands off. This time it's number 34 up the gut. Wow, nice run all the way to the 44-yard line. That was number 9 on the carry. Excuse me, number 34 on the carry, Cade DeBoard, the senior.
Yeah, so pickup of 8 yards there on second down. It's going to be 3rd and 1 here for the Vikings on their opening drive of the game.
Yeah, ball spotted on their own 44-yard line. We're under 11 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Chris McGowan. Quaisbarth from shotgun again. Takes the snap, pulls the handoff, going to keep it himself up the right side. He's going to get the first down and more, crosses the 50, and he's tackled at the 47-yard line, and that's where the Vikings will take over, that's where the Vikings will move the chains forward and get the first down.
Yeah, pickup of 8 yards there on 3rd and 1, so a fresh set of downs here for the Vikings and a good start offensively for North White.
North White moving the chains on their first possession here. That's a good sign in this weather. You kind of want to make sure you're moving the chains, and that's what the Vikings are doing. On the flip side, the Trojans want to try to stop that on defense. As here's Quaisbarth from shotgun, takes the snap, hands off up the middle. It's number 32 on the carry. Nice run by C.J. Hunt before he's finally brought down at the 41-42-yard line.
Yeah, excellent execution there on first down. So pickup of about 6 yards on first down, so 2nd and 4. That opens up your entire playbook for North White.
I'm going to ask you a question about that in a second. I'll remember that opens the playbook up. I'll ask that here in a minute. As here's Quaisbarth from shotgun. 2nd and 4. Takes the snap.
Quarterback draw.
QB sneak up the middle. He's going to keep it and get the first down before he's finally tackled at the 33-yard line. Now, why would that play a moment ago open the playbook? What's that mean when you say that?
When it's 2nd and short like that, you can risk it and throw the ball. Maybe take a shot deep. You got to, as a defense, you have to defend the entire playbook. You're just not going to look if it's 2nd and long.
There's less plays you can.
Less plays you're going to call to try to pick up the first down.
Well, they move the chains again on this drive. 1st and 10, ball on the Trojans' 34. Quaisbarth takes the snap from shotgun, hands off up the middle. He's still on his feet. It's number 32, C.J. Hunt, before he's finally brought down, maybe at the 28, 29-yard line.
That's 34. That's still DeBoard.
34, DeBoard. Thank you. Cade DeBoard, the senior, has ran the ball a couple of times on this drive. as they're going to break the huddle on 2nd and 5, ball on the Trojans' 29-yard line. We are scoreless with 8:30 to go here in the opening quarter. Quaysbarth from shotgun takes the snap, keeps it himself. He's going to run up the middle using the blockers, but no, the Trojans plug the holes well, and that's a good stop there for the Trojans.
Yeah, it's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 here for North White, but definitely 4-down territory here for the Vikings. So you got 2 downs to pick up this 4 yards. But yeah, the West Central defense, the Trojan defense there, stiffening up a little bit on that inside run.
A cool 60 degrees here in Francesville, Indiana, as the rain is falling steadily. 3rd and 4 for the Vikings. From shotgun, Quaysbarth takes the snap, hands off up the middle. It's number 32, C.J. Hunt. This time he's going to break the first down and more. My goodness, all the way down to maybe the 6-yard line. Huge run for the Vikings.
Yeah, just an inside zone play there by the Vikings, and great run. So 1st and goal from about the 7-yard line.
And we talked right before we went on the air. I don't think we've done a ball game quite like when it's raining like this.
Yeah, it's coming down.
It is coming down right now. As here's 1st and goal for the Vikings. Quaysbarth takes a snap. QB sneak up the middle. He's wrapped up, breaks a tackle, but then he trips up himself. I think that was number 22 on the tackle for the West Central Trojans. Dre Villarreal, the sophomore. That might have been a touchdown-saving tackle there.
Yeah, Villarreal did a good job of bringing him down there for a loss of maybe a yard, or definitely no gain for sure. So second and goal, still from the 7-yard line.
Vikings knocking on the door, trying to put points on the board first here against the West Central Trojans. The Midwest Conference Championship's on the line. From shotgun, Quaysbarth takes the snap, hands off up the middle, and there's Trojans all over the play. No yards gained, and he's pushed back. Several Trojans on the play. Hard to tell who got the tackle. One that stands out was Dre Villarreal again.
Tell you what, just the front 8 there of that defensive unit from the Trojans, give them the tackle, because that was just a wall of maroon right there, the line of scrimmage.
Well, and this is what you kind of were talking about. The game is going to be decided on the front line here.
Yep.
3rd and goal. Quaysbarth takes the snap, keeps it himself. He's rolling out to the right, breaks a tackle. Now he's still on his feet, trying to get forward to get the touchdown, but no, he is going to be tackled well short of the goal line. What a heck of a defensive effort from the Trojans.
Yeah, he was able to pick up about 3 yards there on that carry, so it's going to be 4th and goal from about the 4-yard line for the Vikings. So big stand here for the Trojans.
Yeah, if you're the Vikings here, do you go for it, or do you go ahead and take the extra point?
Or the field goal? Yeah,
or,
you go for
field
it.
goal, excuse me.
I have no idea what their kicking game is like, so I would assume, being 1A football, probably going to go for it. That's exactly what they are.
Yes, they are. So Quaysbarth from shotgun again. Takes the snap, high snap, hands off up the middle, fighting his way forward. He is going to be met by the Trojans. They are not going to get the touchdown. A big-time stop for the West Central Trojans. What a play. The D-line getting in there, Chris.
Yeah, big goal line stand there by the Trojans, so West Central will take over 1st and 10 from the 1-yard line.
Unbelievable stop for the West Central Trojans. The Vikings march all the way down the field, hoping to put points on the board, and the Trojans D says, not tonight, not with what's on the line. It's senior night, and we want the MWC. We want that conference championship tonight, and we are going to see Connor Marlatt for the first time tonight leading his Trojans out onto the field. They get the play call from head coach Mark Call, and now they're set and ready to go. 1st and 10, ball on their own 1-yard line. Hands off up the middle, and it's a nice run. I think that was Jacob Pilarski on the carry.
Yeah, going to pick up about 5 yards there. Just a little inside, just a base give there to the fullback. Looks like North White might be playing a 3-4 defense here, so got a 0 and 2 4s, it looks like, in the defensive line.
I have no idea what that means.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm year 2.
Yeah, you're fine.
Two.
You're learning.
Marlatt takes the snap, hands off up the middle again. I think it was Pilarski.
Yeah, same thing. We saw this a couple weeks ago against Winamac. A heavy dose of Pilarski on the first drive for the Trojans, and 2 carries, and hey, they're out of their own end zone now. This drive started at the 1, so a first down and a fresh set of downs for the Trojans.
Marlatt, 1st and 10, ball on their own 12, takes the snap, whistles everywhere, a flag on the play as well.
When I'm talking about 0s and 4s, what that is, that's the technique that the defensive linemen are playing. The center is head up. Even numbers are head up.
Okay.
So your helmet to helmet. The 0 is your helmet to helmet with the center. 4 technique defensive tackles are head up to the tackle.
Okay. So that's the 0s and the 4s. I see what you're saying. You're taking me to school.
Yep. We're talking about midline and belly before the game. I've shown you that.
Learning that a little bit today. As here's Marlatt again, taking the snap on 1st and 15. It looks like there must have been a penalty on the play.
Yeah, I think it was a false illegal procedure, 2-minute motion
That's
there.
what the flag was from a moment ago. They don't get anything on this carry. Well, they get maybe a yard, and it's going to be 2nd and 14 here. What kind of play are you looking for from the Trojans here?
I think right there they just ran. It looked like a midline play. Marlatt just kept it there on the read, but maybe try to get a different running back involved here. Jet sweep.
Marlatt takes the snap. He's going to this is number 17, Bolin. That's going to get around the edge of the right side, and he's going to get that first down. My goodness, what a huge run for Austin Bolin, the senior.
Yeah, just a jet sweep right there. I couldn't tell if he handed that off or if he actually pitched it forward, if that was a pass or a run. I couldn't tell from up here. I got to be honest with you, I'm starting to get a headache trying to look through this water on the glass here.
The water is running here on the booth in the window. It's very hard to see.
I feel like I'm looking through bifocals right now.
Oh, man. Yeah, we need windshield wipers.
Windshield wipers would be nice.
David Allen just said we need to get some windshield wipers. Is here. The next play, 1st and 10, huge run. This is Connor Marlatt up the middle, and a nice big 9-10-yard run by Connor Marlatt on the keeper.
Yeah, there was the triple option, but like I said, I think you can call the triple option, but I don't think you're going to see the pitch being made. I don't think the triple option is going to be part of that play. But again, great execution there. They took the fullback, took the number 1 option away, and Marlatt, the second option, picked up 12 yards.
Next play, right away, takes the snap, hands off up the middle, maybe a yard, if that.
Pilarski there.
And that's something we talked about in Week 7. The Trojans, once they get going, they like to keep the momentum rolling. They want to get back to the line of scrimmage and go.
Yeah, because they're all looking over at Coach Hall right now, and he's hollering out numbers.
And if you look at the Vikings, they're defensively already set, ready to go. So Mark just is kind of looking out there, seeing how they're lining up, I assume, and then relaying the offensive play he wants to see to quarterback Connor Marlatt. Here's a snap low in the grass, and Marlatt just pounces on it immediately. Smart play by the senior.
So right there, that's the one drawback of being a shotgun football team in weather like this. The snap can sometimes get away from the center. So a loss of 3 there. It's going to be 3rd and 10 here for the – or 2nd and 10. No, 3rd and 10 for the Trojans.
Yeah, 3rd down here. As they're waiting. There we go. Got the call from head coach Mark Call from the option. Marlatt takes the snap. It's oh my gosh, up the left side. I didn't even see it.
Yeah, just another jet sweep there by the Trojans. Going to pick up about 6 yards on 3rd down. So that's going to bring up 4th and 4. So let's see what Coach Hall.
Yeah. What would you do?
At this juncture in the game, I'm probably punting.
With the weather.
With the weather and all that. But again, the weather also means you have to be able to get the snap back to the punter. So
they are going for it. Here's Connor Marlatt, and an offensive lineman jumps off sides, and Marlatt is upset. Darn. That's tough to watch if you're a Trojan fan. If you're a Viking fan, that's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, now you definitely punt.
and that pushes them back. And, yeah, it looks like they are going to punt this away here as they're going to spot the ball at the 39-yard line. That's exactly where the Trojans have it. And doing the punting duties for the Trojans is Austin Bolin, number 17. The snap, low into the grass, he picks it up, he punts it away clean, barely, hits the 45-yard line and goes out of bounds in Viking territory. Not a very deep kick, but it does get the Vikings back on their side of the field, Chris.
Yeah, kind of shanked that off the left side of his foot right there. And North White is going to begin their second drive on the plus side of the 50.
Oh, they're spotting it up there.
Yeah, about the 47-yard line.
My goodness.
Yeah, the angle where that went out of bounds, not a very good punt there. At that point, had you known that was going to happen, you might as well have gone for it. Fourth and 9.
Darn. So 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Ball on the Trojans' 47-yard line. And this is Quays Barth. Looks like he's going to take this under...
Nope, shotgun.
No, shotgun. There he is. Yeah, takes the snap, hands off up the middle. It is number... Can't see who it is, but he gets maybe 5 on the carry. Number 32, C.J. Hunt, the senior. So they're sticking with kind of the same game plan you were thinking what this game is going to provide tonight.
Oh, this game may not be very many passes thrown downfield right now with the way this rain is coming down. It's coming down in sheets right now.
Yeah, it is coming down hard. I'm glad you're not out there in this.
Well, thank you, Mitch.
That would not be fun. I wouldn't be down there. Of course, Tony to put me down there. Takes the snap from shotgun, hands off up the left side. Oh, man, it's C.J. Hunt breaking away, trying to get the first down, and he's tackled at about the 32-yard line. That is C.J. Hunt, back-to-back runs, and they move the chains. The Vikings, this is what they did in their first possession.
Right.
Able to move down get down to the other side of the field easily.
Yeah, I got down inside the 5 and then got stuffed. But, again, I would have been asking for hazard pay with all the electronics down there in this rain.
Yeah, no kidding. Gosh. I'll never forget this one game. We were at Bremen. It was so cold. I had my Carhartt jacket on. And Scott Master said, hey, if you listen hard enough, you can hear Mitch's teeth chattering down there.
Yeah, we are at the end of the first quarter already.
So at the end of one, we are scoreless here as the Midwest Conference Championship is on the line here at Francesville, Indiana. The West Central Trojans hosting the North White Vikings. We're going to take a break with them. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
On the way home from the game, a deer jumps in front of your truck. And now you've got to get that truck repaired. Make it easy on yourself. Take it to Mark's Body Shop. Mark's has done expert auto body service since 1998 and will work with you and your insurance provider for collision repair, custom body paint, and insurance work. And all work guaranteed by owner Mark Schell. Mark's Body Shop, proud to support high school sports. 772-7003.
This is Mark Hall, head coach of the West Central Trojans. Stay tuned for more Trojan football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting, WKVI.
When you grow up on the land, you have an appreciation for it. When you grow up and work on a family farm, on land that is shared by members of a family, all working together as a team, that appreciation grows even more. They know what it's like to work as a team to get the job done. At Lawrence Farms of Knox, Todd and Josh Lawrence and family support the local high school teams and wish them success all through the season.
Back at the Trojan Trench, the West Central Trojans hosting the North White Vikings. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Chris McGowan. We are scoreless going to the second quarter. North White with the ball. You know who it is. Quays Barth from shotgun takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself up the middle, fighting his way forward to the 29-28-yard line. They're still on their feet, pushing back and forth. Finally, whistles are called, and maybe a good 5-yard carry there by Quays Barth.
Yeah, just run a little scissor action there in the backfield, and he kept it and picked up 5 yards there, or 4 yards. Looks like just a little bit of a rugby scrum there at the end.
Score update from Winamac at Raudebusch Field. The Winamac Warriors are hosting the Triton Trojans. It's 21-0. Triton in the lead. 7 minutes to go here in the first. Look like they're talking things over, the officials here.
Yeah, I kind of jinxed the clock keeper during the commercial break.
So the officials are having a chat here.
Yeah, the clock didn't start on that play, so going to try to reset it here. 11-11.
So with everything set now, back in action. 2nd and 6 for the Vikings. They are in Trojan territory on the 29-yard line. Quasbar takes the snap, hands off up the middle, and there are 3 Trojans all over the play. The one in particular I saw was Dre Villarreal, number 22 on the tackle.
Yeah, Connor Marlatt coming up from the free safety position there. But, yeah, Villarreal doing a good job of reading his keys. So 3rd and 4 here for the Vikings, again, in 4-down territory.
We'll see what happens. The rain is coming down hard right now on the Trojans. Quasbar from shotgun takes the snap, pulls the handoff, keeps it himself, fighting his way forward up the middle, trying to get the first down, tackled at the 24. Boy, it's going to be close.
Looks like he could be a little bit short. Going to be 4th and maybe a yard here for the Vikings. And again, the last time North White found themselves in this position, the Trojan defense held. So
this is a big opportunity here for the Trojans. Looks like it may be a QB sneak up the middle. It is. The Trojans are trying to fight the line of scrimmage. It is a full-on fight. We'll see if the officials give him the first down or not. It is right there.
I'm telling you, the FAR official looks like he might be just right on it. Little tush push there by the Vikings.
We'll see where they spot it if they do, in fact, try to measure it here. This is a big call.
And they are going to bring out the chains.
They're going to measure this. This is how close it is. The ball, where they have it spotted, is the 23 and a half yard line.
Right. If he got it, he didn't get it by much.
He didn't get it by much. With this type of weather we're having tonight, it's just a different ball game than what these teams would probably rather have. I think I talked to head coach Mark Call. I said, would you have it any other way? And he said, yeah, sunny and beautiful.
This is football weather.
This is football weather here. Midway through October already. I really can't believe it.
I know. Halloween's coming up. Get all that good candy.
Ooh, they are measuring it. We'll see where they spot. And it's going to be short.
Short.
It is short, Chris. The West Central Trojans do it again. Turnover on downs. The Vikings couldn't move the chains, and that's where the Trojans will take over on their own 24-yard line, 1st and 10. Great defensive stops for the Trojans in this one.
Yeah. The first inside the 3-yard line, or actually inside the 1 on North White's first drive, and here a little bit better starting field position for the Trojans at their 24.5-yard line.
Well, if it's any indication.
23.5.
Yeah, well, and if it's any indication of what's going to happen tonight, it's going to be a defensive effort on both sides of the ball here.
My kind of game.
Chris's kind of game, and Marlatt takes the snap. Flag on the play immediately, calling the play dead.
Yeah, false start on the Trojans. Probably luckily that the flags were thrown because having a hard time handling that snap. So that could have been really disastrous for the Trojans.
Now, what I find interesting, they're moving the ball, yeah.
5-yard penalty, false start.
So when the ball is placed on the ground, is the center able to wipe the ball off with his hand or anything?
No.
He's got to snap it.
Usually the official, the guy that's putting the ball down now, usually he has a towel and he'll wipe it every time. And usually most guys will stand over it for as long as they can before it's snapped.
Interesting.
To try to keep it as dry as possible.
It'd be hard to throw in this weather. As here's Marlatt from shotgun. He's going to take the snap. Hands off up the middle. I think it's Pilarski. Met by a few Vikings. A few yards gained on the play before it's finally taken down. I don't know if he got much, Chris.
He got maybe a couple yards there, so it's going to be 2nd and second and about 12 there for the Trojans. So, again, maybe look look for another jet sweep here to the outside, try to get to the perimeter here and try to stretch his Viking defense a little bit. There it is, jet sweep.
Up the left side, and it's going to, wow, what a great run there by number 14 of the West Central Trojans, Spencer Lehman, the senior. That was a good chunk of yardage there.
Yeah, did a good job of making this a manageable third down here. So 3rd and 4 here for the Trojans. Yeah, pickup of about 9 yards there on that play.
3rd and 4 here, 4 yards for the Trojans on the left hash. It's Connor Marlatt setting his man in motion, takes the snap, hands off to Pilarski up the middle, fighting his way forward, trying to get the first down, and he does. He's finally brought down at the 36-yard line. That's enough to move the chains for a West Central Trojan first down.
You know, the one thing we didn't mention, and this is going to sound a little crazy, but in a game like this with this kind of weather, the ball boys play an important part.
For what they're doing with the ball on the sideline.
Yeah, keeping it dry and making a good toss out to the official, because the first time West Central got the ball bounced like 25 times before they set it down, so it was pretty waterlogged.
Right away, next play, snap, handoff up the right side.
Bolin there on the carry.
Maybe 2 to 3 on the carry. A nice little run there by Austin Bolin.
But yeah, the ball boys in a game like this are very important, keeping the ball dry.
Yeah. Well, and you see him down, now that you say that, I'm watching him. He's got a big blanket. He's putting the balls underneath a big blanket and then wiping them off that way before he hands them off to the sideline official. As here is Connor Marlatt. 2nd and 6, ball on their own 40. He's going to take the snap. Hands off up the middle. No, he keeps himself up the right side. He's still fighting, getting in first down and more. Across the 50 to the 45 and tackled.
Flag. There's a flag.
We'll see who it's on. Man, if that's on the Trojans, that's going to hurt, because that was a huge run by Connor Marlatt, the far sideline.
And that looked to be a little midline action there by Connor Marlatt. And yep, it's going to be a hold on the Trojans.
That was every bit of a 15-yard run. So that hurts the Trojans. A 10-yard penalty is what I just heard them say over the PA announcer.
10-yard penalty for holding not from the spot of the foul, but from the line of scrimmage. So we go from 2nd and 8, and then there's another flag.
Oh, my goodness. And it looks like the Trojans are upset at one of their own right now for saying something. Looks like they were upset at Christian Hughes, number 12. You saw one of the linemen kind of just hit him on the helmet like, what are you doing, buddy?
What are you doing? Yeah.
So now he's going to check out, and checking in is Addison Huber, the junior. We'll see what the officials are calling here. They're taking their time here on this play. The rain is just, I can't say it enough, the rain is coming down in bunches. We see the West Central cheerleaders here just soaked. They are still keeping the spirit alive, as here's another penalty added on to the Trojans. It pushes them back even deeper into their own territory. The ball's going to be spotted on the 15-yard line. So where the run that Connor Marlatt had put him on the Viking side of the field at the 44. Now after the penalties, they're going to spot the ball at the Trojans' 15.
Yeah, so the two penalties there, in essence, about a 40-yard penalty.
Jeez. Well, you're the math guy. So looking off to the sideline is Connor Marlatt. The Trojans are ready to go. Those maroon jerseys have gotten darker over the rain-soaked night. As here is Connor Marlatt taking the snap, handoff up the middle. Not much. The Vikings were there and finally bringing them down. Yeah, the Trojans are in maroon tops, black bottoms. The Vikings are in all white, top and bottom.
So we are 3rd and
30.
Yeah.
3rd and eternity.
3rd and eternity. Not too many plays in the playbook for third and 50.
So they're set to go on 3rd down. Connor Marlatt ready to go. Sets his man in motion.
And the ball's
on the ground. Must have been a bad snap, and the Vikings say they have it, and they do. The officials are giving it to the Vikings right on the 15-yard line, and that's where they'll take over. My goodness.
So right there, I mean, that just goes to show you you got to keep your cool, got to keep your head, got to keep your composure because, that penalty, that unsportsmanlike penalty there cost the Trojans dearly.
And now they're giving the ball in their own territory to the Vikings right on the 15-yard line. The Vikings don't have much work to do to get points on the board either, Chris.
No. Give them a short field, an offense like this. Yeah. The Trojan defense has been up to the challenge on the first two drives, but let's see how they handle this adversity.
Well, today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Nepco Crane and Equipment Services, specializing in mobile crane service. Call Joe Nepp at 1-800-590-2272 for all your residential, commercial, and agricultural crane needs. Every morning, join Rich Wallen on the WKVI Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central. Catch local news as well for our area with Kankakee Valley Broadcasting News Director Anita Gooden, who covers news on WYMR and WKVI. Catch our stories on WKVI.com and Max983.net to stay up to speed in your local area. Out of the timeout, still scoreless, coming up on the 6-minute mark here in the first half. It's 1st and 10 for the North White Vikings on the Trojans' 15-yard line. An opportunity for the Vikings to put the first points on the board as here's Quaysbarth from shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Now he's fighting away around the corner, and he got tackled in the backfield. Big-time tackle by number 22, Dre Villarreal, the sophomore. That's the third or fourth time we've called his name tonight.
Yeah, Villarreal doing a very good job there, making a great play. Loss of about 6 yards on first down. So
that's huge.
The Trojan defense responding there after that turnover.
Score update from our old friend Paul Dunn at Winamac. Triton scored again, 28-0 at the end of the first. It's going to be a fight for the Warriors this game. Back in our game. Quaysbarth takes the snap, hands off up the middle. It's number 32, C.J. Hunt, maybe 4 or 5 on the carry.
Yeah, so third and 10 here for the Vikings. But again, definitely 4-down territory.
And now so this is 3rd down for the Vikings. They haven't been very lucky this evening on 3rd down. The Trojans' defense has been very stout. Takes the snap from shotgun, hands off up the middle. He's got a first down and more all the way, and it's going to be a North White Viking touchdown. C.J. Hunt slipped through the middle, and he gets the first points on the board for the Vikings.
Yeah, 3rd and 10 there from the 15-yard line, just an inside zone there, and was able to break a tackle about the 6 or 7 yard line and got into the end zone. So North White strikes first after the turnover, 6-0 Vikings. And it looks like North White is huddling up to go for 2.
They are going for 2 here, 6-0. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. The Trojans get the ball to start the second half, so they'll want to try to get points here on this next possession. But for the 2-point conversion, Quaysbarth takes the snap, hands off up the middle, and he's met by a Trojan. No good on the 2-point conversion, so it stays 6-0 North White versus West Central here in Francesville, Indiana. The rain's coming hard.
Yeah, try to get a number there. That was Zach Gilger on the stop there for the senior. For the West Central Trojans on that 2-point conversion. So with 4:50 here in the second quarter, North White strikes first, 6-0.
Score update from LaVille as the Culver Cavaliers traveled to Lakeville, Indiana tonight. LaVille leads Culver 16-0 right now. Of course, you can catch that game on our brother station, KVB's WYMR, with the boss, Tony Ross, on Max 98.3 FM. We invite you to flip back and forth as KVB always has you covered for local high school sports in our area. 6-0. The North White Vikings lead the West Central Trojans. The Trojans you're down 6 points. You can't be really that upset. You stop the 2-point conversion. If you don't end up giving the ball to North White at that end of the field, it still could be scoreless.
Right, and that's it. Yeah, West Central had a great drive going until the 2 penalties, costly penalties, and then the turnover. But, again, plenty of time on the clock. You got all 3 timeouts, 4:50, and you also get the ball to start the second half. So
set to kick are the North White Vikings, and deep to return are the Trojans. Kobe Sparks to do the kicking duties. He does. And it's going to bounce at the 20-yard line back to number 14 for the Trojans. He's tripped up at about the 33-yard line. That was Spencer Lehman, the senior, and that's where the Trojans will start their possession.
Yeah, so good starting field position here for the Trojans. Again, 4:41 left to go in the half. Only down 6-0. Still anybody's ball game. A lot of football to be played. You can't have the costly penalties and the turnover. Right now, one of the keys to the game was taking care of the football, and North White converted that turnover into points.
So here's Connor Marlatt from shotgun, ready to go. Sets his man in motion, takes the snap, pulls it. Now he's going to roll out to the left side, trying to fight the edge. Crosses the 25, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. A nice little run off the flex bone from Connor Marlatt.
Yeah, chased out of bounds there by Sol Sieberchrist, sophomore.
It looks like there's a Trojan down on the field as well here. He's on his one knee. Now he gets up. Must have been just shaken up real quick. He looks fine.
Yeah.
That was number 74, Max Scholes, the senior, walking to the near sideline now to talk with the other teammates here.
Yeah, he's got to take a play off. So once once the official called the trainer out, you got to come out for one play. But
and the rain is steadily falling here, 60 degrees underneath the Friday night lights for the last regular season game of the year. The Midwest Conference Championship is on the line. North White and West Central are undefeated in the conference. North White came into tonight at 8-0. West Central came in at 7-1. A lot of bragging rights tonight on the line, as this is 2nd and 6 for the.
And right now there's 10 seconds on the play clock.
They might want to hurry up here from the flex bone. Connor Marlatt sets his man in motion, takes the snap, hands off up the middle. It's Pilarski fighting his way forward all the way to the 35, and he's tackled. Nice run by the senior, Jacob Pilarski.
Yeah, right now the timing of this offense is kind of being messed up a little bit with the snap, it being low and kind of rolling back to the quarterback. They got to clean that up, because Pilarski was almost past the quarterback there. Lucky that ball wasn't fumbled.
3rd and 3. The Trojans need this one. Sets Austin Bolin in motion.
And there the ball's on the ground.
It's on the ground. Who's going to come up with it? It's that slick. And the Trojans do come up with it. Just seeing that right there showed you how wet the conditions are out there.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely coming down. So 4th and 3 here for the Trojans. And
well, you're not kidding. You could have got sick out there tonight. It's bad. You got to feel for the officials. The head official,
wearing a poncho.
Terry Adams, is wearing a poncho. The other officials are saying, no, we're going to tough it. It's just, you see everybody on the near sideline. Their jerseys are soaked. They were a brighter maroon. Now they're a dark maroon. From the flex bone, 4th and 4, the West Central Trojans are going for it.
No, they're going to call timeout.
And they are going to call a timeout, maybe trying to draw the Vikings off sides.
Yeah, tried doing a hard count right there. Sent the guy in deep motion there, and again, so recap here: 2:53 left to go in the half. North White leading West Central 6-0. The Trojans facing a 4th and 4 from their own 34-yard line. So again, Mark Hall with a big-time decision here. Maybe come back and run the jet sweep again.
Yeah, 4 yards is what you'd need, and they've been able to do that.
And actually, they're going to line up to punt.
They are. well deep in their own territory.
Exactly.
They don't want to give the ball to the Vikings.
Closer to midfield, I think maybe you go for it. But
Yeah.
being inside your own 35, I think this is a smart move. Now, here's the other thing, too. North White, as a former coach, anytime I watched a team set up a punt return, I always wanted to know if they had one guy back or two guys back. If they have two guys back, you're more susceptible to a fake.
So they do have two guys back. The snap, he is going to fake it. It's Austin Bolin fighting around the corner, and he's going to be wrapped up at the 20-yard line. Big-time tackle by number 32, C.J. Hunt, the senior. It was a faked punt. Just what you talked about, Chris. You sounded like Tony Romo.
Oh, hey. I've coached a few games.
My goodness. So the Vikings were assuming it could have been a fake punt.
Exactly, especially after the timeout. But
because they assumed that that's what they were talking about.
Exactly. And just all right there, you're really just one missed block away from converting that first down. So give North White credit. Made the play when they had to, and now, again, short field for the Vikings.
Where they started on their 15, the last possession, they're starting on the Trojans' 20. It's a fake handoff, fighting around the corner. It's Quaysbarth getting to the 20-yard line before he's tackled by a trove of Trojans. Maybe a yard on the carry.
Yeah, so again, right here, this drive could be, could play a huge role in the outcome of this game. If West Central can get out of here without giving up any points on this drive, you get the ball to start the second half.
Well, we talked in the Coca-Cola pregame show what these teams have gone through this season. They have not been in a low-scoring game like this all season long. As here's Quaysbarth taking the snap, handing off up the middle. It's number 34, Cade DeBoard, the senior, and he gets a few yards on the carry. But, yeah, very interesting here too, Chris, is not either team, the Trojans or the Vikings, they've not been in a game quite like this all season long. They've had their way with their opponents.
Yeah, I think if we were playing in normal conditions and not in a monsoon, this probably would turn into a track meet.
It is looking like a monsoon right now. It is coming down steadily. As here is 3rd and 4 for the Vikings. 1:30 to go here in this first half. They lead 6-0. Quaysbarth takes a snap, hands off up the middle. Met by several Trojans, maybe a couple on the carry.
So now a big 4th down here for the Trojans. Got 1:20 left in the second quarter, and going to face a 4th and a short 2 here are the Vikings.
Big time opportunity for the Trojans to stop this one.
The difference really has been, the turnovers, the stop on the fake punt there by North White, but actually being able to snap the ball. North White has been able to handle that, and their offense is running a lot more cleaner than West Central's.
Quaysbarth from shotgun takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself up the middle, fighting his way forward. He's going to get the first down and more, and he's going to get the touchdown. It's a North White Viking touchdown, 12-0. 39.9 seconds to go here in the first half. That's how fast it can happen.
Yeah, again, just, North White just taking advantage of a short field. And they are, going to huddle up and line up here and go for 2.
Going for 2. Trying to make up for their last failed 2-point conversion here. As it's Quaysbarth from shotgun. He's got C.J. Hunt right behind him. Takes the snap. It's a throw up the middle, and they get the 2-point conversion. It's number 34 on the reception, Cade DeBoard. It's 14-0 here in Francesville.
Yeah, just like that. Just a simple little seam route there by DeBoard from his slot position or wing position, and 2-point conversion is good. So 39.9 left here in the first half. North White has expanded their lead to 14-0.
I was just trying to take a picture of the field, and usually when you take a picture, you can't really pick up the rain. It's raining so hard that my phone is able to pick up the rain. That's how hard it is raining out here at Francesville right now. 60 degrees, and it says rain for the next hour. It's not going anytime soon. The good side of this, there's no thunderstorms in the area, no lightning being seen, knock on wood. So as of right now, it's just like Chris said, it's a monsoon out here. I don't think I've ever been a part of a game where it's this bad. We were talking before the game, maybe semi-state last year in North Judson when it was snowing the whole game, but this is a different animal when it's raining like this. My goodness. And, you know, when you get soaked like that, it's not fun either. All your clothes are a lot heavier.
No, it's a blast to play in something like
Really?
this. Oh, yeah. My senior year, we played River Forest on homecoming night, and it poured. And we had to sit through about a 2-hour delay because some balloons from one of the floats flew up and got into the transformer and blew the transformer.
Are you kidding
so
me?
we had to wait for NIPSCO to come out and fix it. River Forest was not happy because they, an hour and 20-minute ride, bus ride.
Right.
Not only that, but they were getting their rear ends handed to them, so that didn't help.
Well, off the kickoff, it bounces into the end zone for a touchback, so the Trojans will have 39.9 seconds here. Do you just kneel it and go to the halftime break, or what do you do here?
Yeah, I think you just take a knee here, go to halftime, you get the ball, start the second half, and just really you just got to clean things up.
Yeah. Well, with the weather it being like this, anything's possible in the second half. As here from the flex bone is Connor Marlatt. Sets his man in motion, takes the snap, it's handoff. This is number 14, fighting his way forward, crosses the 25, now to the 30. Then he's finally pushed out of bounds, at the 37-yard line. A nice little run. It stops the clock. That was Spencer Lehman on the carry, a big first down run.
All right. Now after that point, now you're in business with 33 seconds to go. You still got one timeout. But again, big pickup there on that run. So maybe if you're West Central, roll the dice here and try to get one in.
33 seconds is where the scoreboard shows. 14-0. North White leads West Central. Here we go. The flex bone. Connor Marlatt sets Austin Bolin in motion, takes the snap, and a whistle on the play.
Timeout, North White.
So now North White wants to have a chance to talk things over, as today's broadcast is brought to you in part by First Farmers Bank and Trust, providing state-of-the-art banking with old-fashioned service. We thank them for supporting local high school sports and helping continue the tradition on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Today's game is also brought to you in part by Howard's Marathon of Winamac, serving Pulaski County for 44 years. Call 574-946-6894 and ask for Howard or Dean. We thank them for supporting local high school sports and being part of this wonderful tradition. Well, quick timeout here from North White. You assume they don't want West Central to just have their way here the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Going to make sure everybody's on the same page. Good timeout by North White here. You don't want to give up a big play and allow them to get some momentum heading into halftime.
So out of the timeout, we'll see what the Trojans have drawn up here. Like Chris said, with 33 seconds, if you're able to get a big play, run out of bounds, stop the clock, who knows what could happen.
At least put yourself in a position to throw a Hail Mary and try to get a score that way right before halftime.
So here we go, 1st and 10, ball on their own 36-yard line. Connor Marlatt takes the snap. Counter. Oh, this is number 14 again. He's going to cross the 45, 46, 47-yard line. Are they going to call a timeout if it stops the clock at 25.7? Once they spot the ball, the clock continues to roll then.
Yeah, the clock will roll.
Spencer Lehman on the carry, a big-time run. Is it enough to move the chains, though?
Yeah, but it's first down, so the clock stops. Now, once they get the chain set, the clock will start.
So they're going to have to hurry up here.
I don't know what North White's doing. The ball is spotted all the way up here. They're 10
way
yards back.
There, yeah. And they're asking the officials drying the ball off with a towel right now. The clock is running. The ball hasn't been stopped. Here's the ball spotted.
Yeah, that's not right.
Here comes the snap. Sets his man in motion. Connor Marlatt. It's number 17. Austin Bolin up the right side, trying to get out of bounds, but I don't think he did. The clock continues to roll. Are they going to call timeout? They do.
Yeah, that was not right there. The Whitecap should not have started the clock
before setting the ball down.
Yeah, the official hadn't even set the ball down. He's still wiping it off. That's when the ball's on the ground, you start the clock.
And the official was just letting him. My goodness. That took off at least 20 seconds, 15 to 20 seconds there.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, that killed this drive and any opportunity here unless North White just has a complete breakdown here defensively.
So it stopped the clock. The timeout did at 7.5 seconds here in the first half. North White leads West Central 14-0. The Midwest Conference Championship is on the line. The winner of this game is the outright conference champion. Both teams want it so badly. But the weather has been an issue tonight for both teams, having to deal with it. Playing with the elements.
Playing in the elements.
Playing in the elements.
The elements are playing with them.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. Golly. I mean, it just won't stop raining. It just keeps coming and coming. So here we go, 2nd and 10. They didn't get anything on that run. Ball on their own 43. Marlatt, flex bone. Here we go. Takes the snap. Looking to throw. He's rolling out to his left. Still has time. Fires. It's caught by Austin Bowler, and he's tackled at the 39-yard line. And that is going to run the clock out, and that will be the end of the first half. 14-0. North White leads West Central from Francesville, Indiana. We're going to take a break and come back for the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning halftime show. For sports analyst Chris McGowan, I'm Mitch Columby. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Howard's Marathon in Winamac has a reputation built on getting things done right. With 30 years experience as an ASE Master Auto Technician, Dean Wentz is the right choice for the auto repairs or service. From auto computer diagnostic checks to new batteries and tires, they can take care of it all. Howard's Marathon is a proud supporter of area high school sports and wishes all teams a great season. Howard's Marathon, 121 South Monticello Street in Winamac. Call 574-946-6894.
BP gasoline with Invigorate helps clean your engine and can give you more miles per tank. Continuous use may result in the following pleasant side effects: excessive smiling, feeling more relaxed, taking more drives just because, volunteering for carpool twice in a row, and bragging to your friends about how you use our best fuel ever. To find out if BP gasoline with Invigorate is right for you, stop by your local station to discover our best fuel ever. Versus minimum detergent gas, average restored 3 to 5 miles per tank, based on fleet testing and based on what you drive and how you drive.
High school sports brought to you by Zingo Express.
The Stark County Co-op has been a member-owned farm services co-op in Stark County since 1928. That's over 90 years, and they're still providing the same quality agronomy services to the farming community of Stark and surrounding counties. The Stark County Co-op is an LP and fuel provider. The Stark County Co-op purchases grain at both locations, Hamlet and Browns. You can reach them by phone at 1-800-782-3392, the Stark County Co-op.
Welcome to the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning halftime show on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Here's Mitch Columby.
14-0 here in the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning halftime show. I'm Mitch Columby. The tradition continues here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting as WKVI will always be there. The Trojans trailing right now. The rain is coming down. It is pouring. 60 degrees here in Francesville, a cool 60. Mitch Columby along with sports analyst Chris McGowan. Chris, tough first half, but that's the kind of football you like to see.
It is. And I tell you what, honestly, West Central's lucky to only be down 14-0.
Yeah.
They stopped North White on their first drive there inside the 1 on a 4th and goal, and they got another stop on the next drive deep in West Central's territory. So, if it wasn't for the turnover and the great play that North White made on West Central's fake punt, the short field position there, North White took advantage of it, and that's what good football teams do. They take advantage of situations and opportunity, and at halftime we're 14-0.
Hindsight's always 20/20. You hate to see the Trojans not get it on that 4th down attempt when they're already down 6 points. What's your thought process on that? Do you still go for it on 4th and 4, hoping that the Vikings trip up?
I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind the call. I don't mind calling the fake punt. I probably would have designed the play a little bit different if I'm going to be honest, because you snapped it all the way back to the punter, who's 12 to 15 yards deep.
Right.
So now instead of just 4 yards you got to pick up, you got to pick up 16 to 18 yards now for the first down, which is totally different. So if I'm going to run a fake punt there, I'm doing a direct snap to my personal protector and shortening that distance that we have to pick up all the extra yardage.
Well, what do you think they're talking about at halftime right now? They get the ball to start the third quarter.
We got to get out of our own way. Right now, offensively, they're having some success to the outside, running their little. It's not really a jet sweep. It's more of their passing play there because it's a forward lateral. Again, we just got to get out of our own way. We got to take care of the ball, come down, take this opening kickoff, and put some points on the board, and you're right back into it because we haven't seen the last turnover in this game. I can tell you that right now.
With the rain that's coming down as hard as it is, you're right. It's the second half. This game is not over by any means.
No. The biggest thing is West Central has to figure out how to clean up the snap.
It's a little slippery right now.
Yeah, that the ball is not getting back to Connor Marlatt clean. It's rolling down, and he's having to try to pick it up. It's hard enough to catch a ball when it's dry, but when it's this wet and you have to bend over to try to catch the snap, it's messing up the timing right now, and that's why the ball's been put on the ground a couple times by West Central.
Well, we thank Farm Fertilizer for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. You can call them at 574-867-2441. That's Farm Fertilizer, helping to move the bar on yield and crop investment returns. Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning is helping continue this wonderful tradition on KVB's WKVI. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give third-generation owner Brian Hammond a call at 574-936-4660, serving the local area since 1936. We're going to take a break and come back. This is the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning halftime show, and you are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Since 1936, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning have always taken pride in doing the job right. Third-generation owner Brian Hammond and his family have always set the standard when it comes to taking care of all your heating and cooling needs. Making your home a comfortable home is the absolute top priority. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give them a call at 574-936-4660. Follow them on Facebook. Let Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning help you take control of your comfort.
The key to high-yielding crops is accurate and dependable soil testing. This is Andy Awald of Farm Fertilizers and Seeds. Having the right information to make the most profitable fertility decisions is what Image Services from Farm Fertilizers and Seeds is all about. We combine cutting-edge technology and computerized record-keeping with a common-sense approach to soil sampling and fertilizer recommendations. Whether it be by management zone for field-level applications or grid-based for variable rate applications, count on Image Services by Farm Fertilizers and Seeds for your soil service needs this fall.
Mark's Body Shop in Knox is proud to be part of the broadcast this evening. If you ever need collision repair, contact Mark at 574-772-7003. Hey, Mark told me they are hiring. Get your applications ready and turned in for consideration at Mark's Body Shop in Knox. Halftime here in Francesville, Indiana. 14-0, the North White Vikings lead the West Central Trojans. And Chris and myself have an old friend of ours, a guest in the house. He's running the
friend, that's going a little far.
Well,
we're enemies.
Well, not
we're
yet.
frenemies.
You got a few weeks left. You got a few weeks till the season starts.
No, it's season. We're in season right now.
Well, we're
game mode already.
Well, we're talking with head coach of the West Central Lady Trojans basketball team, Tyson Melland. It's been a few months since I saw you. How was your summer?
Our summer was probably the best we've had in a long time. Went to a couple team camps and good group of freshmen coming in. So, things are looking up.
Well, you're going to have to do you guys play Tri-Township?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So West Central and Tri-Township, we've got two of the head coaches here. Chris, of course.
They get to come to the Den this year.
Right.
Do they?
That's right.
The Tiger. Oh, that's such a fun place to watch a game. But, we're talking girls basketball is just right around the corner. Of course, boys basketball starts later in November. But girls basketball, I noticed some of the schedules, they're starting the week of Halloween there right before the first week of November. As a head coach, I got to ask both of you, but I'll start with you, Tyson. How do you get things rolling this fast? We're already here.
It's pretty crazy because volleyball sectional ends is championships tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
so
right?
Girls have no time off, and then we got parent-teacher conferences Monday, and fall break is Thursday, Friday, Monday of the next week. So it's it's a crazy start to the season for sure.
Well, Chris, I know that you being a high school girls basketball coach, you love this time of year. This is your time of year getting ready.
Oh, yeah. Football going into postseason, girls basketball season starting. Oh, yeah, no better time of the year.
Well, then I'll open the floor to both you guys. You guys have any questions for each other before the season starts here? Now's your time to do some homework.
So you can play more man-to-man or more zone this year, Coach?
Well, we need to mix it up best we can.
Well, you know what I do. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to throw about
press.
And 5 or 6 different defenses at you.
I'll be honest with you. I was surprised with how much pressing goes on in high school basketball. When I was playing, we didn't really press that much. Now it's darn near the whole game. It depends on who you're playing. It's crazy. But Tyson, I got to ask, how'd they twist your arm into running the play clock tonight?
Well, our full-time guy or our normal guy is on vacation this week, so
someplace exotic.
I got roped into it. So
did you hold out for more money?
Yeah. It pays all the same, I
think. Well, no, on a serious note, I mean, you did a pretty good job. I mean, you missed the starting the clock, but I blame that on me because I was razzing you pretty good during the quarter break. Well, I think I had you pretty frazzled there.
I learned once the buzzer goes off, once the siren goes off, you got to flip it back and forth for it to reset. So I learned that the hard way.
Right. That's all right, though.
Better than the second half.
Right.
Right. Game on the line.
Let's keep improving. Keep improving.
Let's talk a little bit more about this Lady Trojan team. Who do we need to know about on this team that you're preparing here for the next coming weeks?
Hold on a second. Let me get my pencil.
Yeah, there you go. See, these are the questions you got to ask.
I mean, we finally got some seniors, so that's been the first time in 4 years.
Wow.
So, Mara Sharp, Annika Smith, and Brooklyn Millen started as freshmen. Now they finally made it to their senior year. So it's been a long time since we've had a core group of upperclassmen. So that leadership's going to help. Got 2 juniors, Liza Allen and Kaylee Bishop. They've all started since they were freshmen. So you'd hope by the time they're juniors and seniors that it would kind of sink in and click a little bit. And then we got numbers in the sophomore class and 7 in the freshman class. So we'll have a full JV team.
Wow, good.
Like everything seems to be like it's the first time. Like everything's new, everything's different. Just because our numbers are growing and growing, so it's a good thing.
Well, and I've always wanted to ask you this. I don't think I did last year, but you get to coach your daughters. Is Sydney playing as well?
Yes.
So yep. Sydney and Brooklyn Mellon. Talk about what that's like, being able to coach your children.
Well, it's we spend a lot of time together that way, and I probably enjoy it way more than they do, but it's good. I mean, they're good kids. They enjoy sports. Give it something we have in common, something we can talk about. But yeah, you try to separate being a dad from being a coach, and I'm probably maybe harder on them than I should be, but I say it makes them tough.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and they'll appreciate it in the long run.
And I'm sure, you do it the right way, obviously. Right home from practice, okay, we can talk about it, but as soon as we pull into the driveway, no more basketball.
Right.
Get your homework done.
We're father-daughter, and we're not talking about it anymore.
Yeah, that is true.
I know we don't have much time. You got to get back to work, but what's your history here at West Central? Did you graduate from West Central?
Oh, man, yeah, 95.
I can pull up some video of him and I playing against each other on YouTube.
Really?
You were 94, right? Yeah. We had a really good sectional game that your senior year.
Right.
Came down a last-second shot, and that was, fun time. And I graduated from West Central and came back and coached boys basketball with Brian Heimlich early 2000s, and then just kind of hung around ever since. So they find things for me to do.
So you're a Trojan through and through.
Oh,
Trojan through and through. Definitely. It's kind of like the stray dog. They fed him one time, and he just keeps coming back.
Yeah, couldn't get rid of me.
Gosh. Well, I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It means a lot, Coach.
I'm sorry, buddy.
We're gonna be seeing you this season, Coach. It means a lot. We appreciate your time tonight. Keep up the good work, and we'll be seeing you several weeks from now. Basketball season's right around the corner.
I love this. I love him. He's
Head
a great guy.
Coach Tyson Mellon.
Tyson's a great guy.
Of the West Central Lady Trojans basketball team. Can you tell I'm getting excited for basketball?
Yeah, you can, and I probably ruined our chances of ever coming back and doing an interview at halftime.
Well, we're going to take a quick break and come back. This is the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Halftime Show, and you are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
This is Mark Hall, head coach of the West Central Trojans. Stay tuned for more Trojan football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting, WKVI.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water and recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has them in stock. From Sanpan, Aqua Patio, Sweetwater, and Monaco pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver's Portside Marina can help. Wanting something more sporty? Yamaha Wave Runners and Kawasaki jet skis are on the showroom floor waiting. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 574-842-5000. Culver's Portside Marina.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Culver's Portside Marina. They can make sure your boat is ready for the winter. If you need help storing or winterizing your watercraft, contact Culver's Portside Marina at 574-842-5000. Stop by and discover the evolution of the wake boat through luxury models offered from Centurion and Supreme Surf Boats. We appreciate Culver's Portside Marina and their support toward helping continue the tradition. Halftime winding down here as the North White Vikings have entered the field. They lead 14-0 over the West Central Trojans. The Trojans in the north end zone having a final word with head coach Mark Call as we are set to go for second half action from Francesville, Indiana. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Chris McGowan. The tradition continues. This is a good song, man. You don't like that song? It came out July 29th of 2023. This time around, these guys are great. I got
this time around, huh?
This time around, these guys are great. You need to look them up, man. You have Sirius XM?
Yes, I do.
Channel 66 Watercolors. Love that channel.
All right.
In my night, if I had a night job, I'd be the jazz DJ. I grew up in Central Indiana. There was a guy by the name of Chuck Workman. He had the Sunday morning jazz show, and my family would listen to it on the way to church every Sunday morning, and that kind of began the love for radio for me. Smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz.
Who would have thought?
I'm more of the I like Channel 38, the Ozzy Osbourne channel.
Yeah, we know what you like. We get it in on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about.
I'm more of an Ozzy fan. Sorry.
I'm thinking of putting on some
hair metal.
Pantera.
Even though I don't have any.
We have a little Pantera tomorrow. Maybe a little Pantera action.
Yeah.
I've also, you know what song's been in my head by Van Halen? Panama.
Oh, Panama.
That song's been stuck in my head all week.
Hot for Teacher.
What grade do you teach?
I don't know. I'm going to end up getting fired.
We are having too much fun right now.
It's the rain, I'm telling you.
It's the rain. You're not out there in the elements.
No.
You're comfortable now.
Yeah, I am.
You're in the booth.
Now,
you're comfy, feeling good. As the Trojans are set to go here for the second half.
we might walk in tomorrow morning and Lenny be waiting for us. Just saying, you guys are fired.
No, he'd be texting. Don't show up.
Just cut the mics now and go home.
Shout out to General Manager Lenny Dessauer, always holding the fort down at KVB headquarters. Of course, you can catch Max 98.3 FM's game. Right now, the looks like LaVille is taking a little bit more of a lead. The last score update I got from our old friend Scott Masters, 24-0 with 4:13 to go in the first half. The Cavs, like we talked in the pregame, Chris, they haven't had a win all season long, and it's just not looking like they're going to get one this year.
Yeah, again, just
in the regular season.
In the regular season, been a long 9 weeks for them. Just injuries and just youth just inexperience, but they're getting a lot of experience. So, like I've said, they got to stay the course and just know that, you're going to take some lumps, and you've taken some lumps, but you'll be able to return the favor in a couple years.
Yeah. And we've talked about it before. They've got athletes. They're Jonas McEwen, the sophomore quarterback. While he had a tough season overall in the win-loss column or whatever you want to call it, he's gained experience.
Oh, yeah, he's getting valuable experience.
As a sophomore starting quarterback, you're going to take that and run with it next year. You can only imagine. So, heart goes out to Culver. Hate to see that happen. But like you talked about, an opportunity next week against an injured South Central team for the first round of sectionals. What a story that'd be.
Right.
Their first win comes in sectionals. That'd be impressive.
Just a reminder, tomorrow we got to make mental note. We do have to ask Buzz Schoaf about the bet that he has and the reason why he wears the sports tie.
That's right. I will remember that.
Because supposedly if South Central beats Culver in a postseason game, he doesn't have to wear the tie anymore.
Ever again. As here we are underway in the second half. The Trojans pick it up at the 25-yard line. Now cutting over, dancing around, breaks a couple of tackles. Now he's up to about the 38-yard line, 37 before he's finally brought down. A nice little run by the West Central Trojans. That was number 5 on the carry. On the return, Josiah Rodriguez, the senior. I got a score update a little bit ago from Athletic Director Neil Minix. The Knox Redskins lead 30-0 against Caston with 10 minutes to go in the first half. So like we talked about, it's looking like the Knox Redskins are well on their way to having their first undefeated season in their history. Quite an accomplishment for the Knox Redskins. Still awaiting a score update from North Judson St. Pierre. We'll get that here in just a moment as they're at Royal Center on the road. Here, back in our game, it's Connor Marlatt from the flex bone. Takes the snap, low snap. He had to really pick it up from the grass. That's something you were talking about in the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning halftime show, Chris. The snaps are a little sloppy right now for the Trojans.
Yeah, and it's messing up the timing of the play. So West Central fortunate there to pick up 2 yards on first down with the low snap.
2nd and 10 for the Trojans. Ball on their own 38-yard line. About the 40, actually. So here we go. Flexbone, Connor Marlatt set to go. Sets Austin Bolin in motion, takes the snap. Hands off, that's Bolin up the middle. Maybe 3 yards on the carry. So that's going to bring up 3rd down here, Chris.
Yeah, and that was just an ISO right there to Austin Bolin. He picked up about 3 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and 5 here. 3rd and a long 5 for the Trojans. West Central here needs to put a couple first downs together on this drive and need to come away with points to get back into this game. It's a 2-possession game. It's a long way from being over, but
you're going to have to do something soon.
Yeah.
Clock continues to roll, under 10:30 to go here in the third quarter. Marlatt takes the snap, toss out. This is
Pilarski on the sweep.
Up the left side. He's going to get the first down and more across the 50-yard line before he's finally brought down at the 44 in Viking territory. And you talked about this earlier. Pilarski's their guy when it comes to runs like that.
Yeah, he right there, North Judson might be the only other team in the state of Indiana that'll run a toss sweep to the fullback. But again, just a great athlete there at fullback in Pilarski, and picked up the first down. And West Central now here got a little momentum going on the first drive of the second half.
Marlatt from shotgun takes the snap. Low snap again. Has to pick it up off the grass. Austin Bolin, though, handoff carry. Breaks a tackle. First down and more to the 32-yard line is where he's brought down. A big-time run. Back-to-back runs for the Trojans.
Yeah, just a counter there by the Trojans. And West Central, again, got the momentum going.
So 1st and 10 for the Trojans, awaiting the call from head coach Mark Hall on the sideline. Set to go, Marlatt. Sets his man in motion, takes the snap, hands off Pilarski up the middle, fighting his way forward for about 3-4 yards before he's brought down. And the Trojans are doing a good job on the ground.
Again, just a base handoff there to Pilarski. Pick up a 4 yards, 4.5 yards, 5 yards on first down. So 2nd and 5 for the Trojans.
Awaiting the call from head coach Mark Call. Every Trojan on the field has their own play call wristband, so they look down to the wristband and know what head coach Mark Call is calling. Marlatt relays the play to an offensive lineman who couldn't hear. Now he's set to go, takes the snap, toss out Jacob Pilarski up the left side.
Brian's his dad.
I know. I talked with him in the spring. He's a softball coach, of course, here at West Central. And a nice little handoff to Jacob, or toss out to Jacob Pilarski, maybe a couple on the carry, if that, or did they get anything?
Yeah, I got a couple yards on the carry there. And West Central, a little wrinkle here offensively in their formation. Their 2 wing backs are on the same side. Kind of going unbalanced look here.
Takes the snap, pulls the handoff, and he slips on the ground. And that's what we saw last week in North Judson. The field's that wet.
You cannot plant on the inside foot. Your feet are gonna go out from underneath you 100% of the time. So again, just Connor Marlatt there just had a hole, but put the wrong foot in the ground to try to make the cut, and his feet just went out right from underneath him. So 4th and 3 here, 4th and 4 for the Trojans.
Goodness. And they're going for it. Marlatt ready to go, sets his man in motion, takes the snap, hands off to Pilarski up the middle, fighting his way forward to try to get the first down.
Close. I think he got it.
The Trojans say he has it. The official on the near sideline is saying first down. And it is.
Whitecap pointing first down. So
what a big-time first down.
Needed 4, got 5.
My goodness.
So, again, big conversion there by the Trojans. Fresh set of downs here. So, 1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line. 22-yard line.
So, Marlatt set to go. 7:30 to go here in the third quarter. He takes the snap, falls. Oh, my goodness, it hits the ground. The snap was low and into the ground that time. Or was it in the hands and it slipped out?
Yeah, I think that one actually hit him in the hands, but kind of got that one actually hit him in the hands. He's been used to everything, have to catch everything low, so I think that one kind of shocked him when it actually hit him where it was supposed to.
Score update from Royal Center. The North Judson St. Pierre Blue Jays lead the Pioneer Panthers 19-6 with 1:40 to go in the second quarter, Chris. Back in our game. Marlatt set to go on 2nd and 13. He's going to keep it himself, fighting his way forward around the left side. He's breaking a tackle. Now he's finally brought down at the 12-yard line. A huge run for Connor Marlatt.
And that was midline right there. And Connor Marlatt did a good job of reading that, and he was the second option on the midline play there and picked up a big first down for the Trojans.
3rd and 1. Marlatt set to go. Flexbone, here we go. Takes the snap, hands off. This is Pilarski fighting his way forward. He gets the first down and more, cuts over to the 5. Now up to about the 3, maybe the 2-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and goal for the Trojans.
This is exactly what West Central needed here to start this second half. So 1st and goal from inside the 3. And everything is a blur through this rain on the windows.
We're piecing it together here as Marlatt set to go. Takes the snap, hands off. No, fumble on the play. He dives on it. Does he come up with it?
Luckily, yes.
That's something I think they're going to have to talk about. They're going to have to talk about the snaps right now. That is what's holding them back.
Right, yeah, going to have to get that figured out, or it's going to be a long second half for the Trojans. But again, they're still, knocking on the door here. Still inside the 5, 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal. Connor Marlatt takes the snap. This time he has it. Hands off to Jacob Pilarski, fighting around the edge.
And going to get down to the 1. So 3rd and goal from the 1 here for the Trojans. I thought he was going to get in there for a second.
I thought he was too.
Great play there by the Vikings defensively out on the perimeter. It might have been DeBoard there that made that tackle. Touchdown-saving tackle.
So here we go, 3rd and goal for the Trojans. They look to the near sideline. Head coach Mark Hall has the play, and he relays it to Connor Marlatt. Here we go. Takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself, fighting his way forward to the left side, and he gets the touchdown. A huge touchdown for the West Central Trojans as it's 14-6. They're back in the game.
Back in the game just like that. And West Central will line up and go for 2 here.
Yeah, they go for 2 here. Now, here's something interesting. You go for 2, 14-8.
14-8.
Then you score 6. You're right back there.
Yeah,
and the
tied,
extra point, you take the –
Right.
So if they get this here, that would be something that the North White Vikings weren't able to get on their first 2-point conversion attempt. Of course, they got it the second touchdown, making it 14 points. So here for the 2-point conversion is Connor Marlatt. Brian Pilarski right behind him. It's going to take the snap. Toss out to Pilarski. He's going to slip and fall, and he is not going to get the 2-point conversion. But they get 6 points on the board with the rain falling hard. 5:06 to go here in the third quarter. 14-6, North White leads.
And just like that, we got ourselves a ball game.
This is going to be a good game here late in. I mean, it's really going to be interesting to see what happens here on this next possession. Because if you think about it, North White has scored their points in, like you said, favorable territory for them.
They had to go a total of 35 yards to get 2 touchdowns. So, 15 yards on the first touchdown and 20 on the second. So, again, West Central defensively has done pretty well when North White has had to drive the entire length of the field.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Todd and Josh Lawrence of Lawrence Farms. We thank Todd and Josh Lawrence for supporting local high school sports. Zingo Express of Knox is a proud sponsor of tonight's action. Stop by Zingo Express in Knox and fuel up both you and your vehicle the Zingo Express way. Austin Bolin to do the kicking duties, and deep to return is Eli Quaysbarth, the senior. And on the far side of the field, I can't quite see the number. I think that is...
Even if we could see it,
yeah,
it's blurry.
It's blurry. It's a Viking. We know that much.
He's wearing white, so.
Set to kick, and Bolin does. And it's going to be about the 25, 26-yard line where the Vikings pick it up. Breaks a tackle, has room all the way to the 45, and he's finally brought down about the 50-yard line. Huge return for the Vikings.
There is a flag on the play, so it looks like this might be coming back.
We have a score update from the South Central Whiting game. South Central just scored. They are up 8-0 with under 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter, with both of their key players out. Zach Hanshar's out. Aaron Hogan's out.
Right.
The Satellites are stepping up right now in Whiting.
On the shores of Lake Michigan. That is a pretty neat. It is a neat stadium.
That's what I remember him saying.
And a neat place to play because there's no visiting stands. Only stands on the home side.
Kind of like South Central.
But they're big, and you can see the lake's right there.
Right there. So a couple of
offsetting personal fouls here. So
both teams get penalties. They offset, and that means the Vikings are going to start their possession. They're spotting the ball, it looks like, near the 45 in Viking territory.
Actually,
where is he spotting this?
Yeah, I was going to say, it was about the 50-yard line.
Yeah, the head official was just pointing like, hey, you're supposed to be over here. And I think they are going to spot it around the 50-yard line. Not terrible field position for the Vikings. Halftime in Royal Center, North Judson leads Pioneer 19-12. Shout out to Athletic Director Michael Sharkozy. He sent me the score, and then the next text was, and I'm soaking wet. So it's raining in Royal Center just as bad as here. Back in our game, it's Quaysbarth taking the snap from shotgun, handing off the left side, and nothing gained. Easily stopped by a West Central Trojan. I want to say number 54 got his head in there for the Trojans.
And we have an injury.
Jonathan Rowe, and it looks like there is a Viking down on the field, so there will be an official timeout or an injury timeout. Hopefully it's just, it looks like a cramp.
Yeah, that is the one thing, with it being cooler, you would think cramps wouldn't be an issue. But, yeah, when you get all that pad and shirt and jersey and all that wet, now you're carrying on an extra 10, 15, 20 pounds.
Well, we'll take this moment to remind you Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack in Winamac is proud to be part of the broadcast this evening. Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack provides all your printing, screen printing, apparel, and embroidery needs. Call 574-946-3551 and ask for Tina. We appreciate them and their support toward helping continue the tradition. Score update from the Knox-Caston game. 3:46 left in the second quarter. The Knox Redskins lead Caston 50-0. I think it's safe to say the Knox Redskins are going to be undefeated here in the 2023 season. The first time in their school history they will be undefeated. My goodness, a lot of starters are going to get some rest here in the second half. As back in our game, Quasbar takes the snap, and he's sacked in the backfield. Big-time tackle by number 12 of the West Central Trojans, Christian Hughes.
Right. Yeah, so, about a 6-yard loss there. So third and about 15, 16 here for the Vikings. So big third down here for this Trojan defense.
3rd and 16. The defense for the Trojans have had some bright spots tonight, that being one of them. Quasbar from shotgun takes the snap, pulls the handoff, fires over the middle, and he overthrew his intended target of number 34, Cade DeBoard up the middle. He was wide open. He just overthrew him.
Yeah, again, right there, just somebody in the Trojan defense did not read their key.
So this brings up 4th and 16.
And so that looks like is that DeBoard, 34, going to do the punting?
So DeBoard does the punting duties as well for the Vikings. And deep to return for the Trojans. Well, I can't quite tell. So here we go. First time the Vikings have had to punt this evening here in the third quarter.
Lehman back or Rodriguez, number 5.
Snap hits the ground, picks up though, punted away cleanly, and it bounces out of bounds at around the 31-yard line. It was Josiah Rodriguez deep to return, but he didn't have an opportunity as the West Central Trojans will take over on their own 31-yard line with 3:27 to go, 14-6. This is their opportunity, Chris.
Right. They actually are going to spot that at the 29.
Wow. So the 29.
2-yard difference there. But again, West Central, this is exactly how you wanted to start the second half. You get the opening possession, you go down, you score, you get a stop on your first defensive series, and now you give yourself an opportunity to go down to at least tie the game.
So Marlatt ready to go. The flex bone takes the snap, hands off up the middle. It's Pilarski fighting his way forward. Maybe 3 to 4 on the carry, maybe a couple actually. Not much. As they're going to spot this at maybe the 32-yard line here. So 3-yard gain, making it 2nd and 7. Ball on the 32. Marlatt set to go, takes the snap, pulls the handoff. Now he's fighting his way around the corner, breaks a tackle. He's got a lot of space to the 45 to the 50, now to the 45 to the 40, now to the 35 to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. He's gone. It's a Connor Marlatt touchdown, but there's a flag on the play. My goodness, the play the Trojans needed, and then there's a flag in the backfield. Wow. So we'll see who they call it on. The head official is getting the word from the side judge there.
Everybody's coming back, so this play's coming back. But again, midline right there for the Trojans.
Just like you were talking about. My goodness, that was the play the Trojans were waiting on, and then there's a penalty on the play. My goodness. So they call holding. And that just deflates you. As the rain continues to pour, a play like that is game-changing.
Right. Again, that's huge.
So this, oh, man. So second, will they replay second down here then? So they're assessing the penalty, which
so it's going to be second and about 12 now.
And they're spotting the ball right where they started this possession on the 29. Gee whiz. I've heard people say if you really wanted to call holding it, you could find one on every play.
Every play.
Well, he found one there.
Usually they just try to call the most obvious, and if it's right at the point of attack.
And if it's right in front of you as well. It's like you can't not call it. So Marlatt set to go on 2nd and 11. Takes the snap, keeps it himself, and he's wrapped up immediately in the backfield.
He dropped
he dropped it. So he slipped out of his hands. He had to pounce on it, thankfully saving it. It's been the snaps.
Right. Just think about that. You go from thinking you're going to tie the game to now facing a 3rd and 13.
Would wearing gloves provide anything help? Would it give any help out there in this?
Yeah. As wet as everything is and how hard it's raining, nothing's going to help.
Marlatt takes the snap, hands off. This is, I didn't see who it was, but he's wrapped up immediately at the 28-yard line. That was number 14, Spencer Lehman. So this brings up 4th down here, Chris. What are you doing?
Oh, you got a punt.
Yeah. This deep.
Yeah. They ran the fake punt earlier and got stopped. So,
man. Well, this is the test of adversity that the Trojans are going to have to see if they are up for tonight, knowing they had points right there, but a holding call pulled it back. Now the fight is on for them. The snap, the hold, the punt is clean away. High arcing punt back to the 40-yard line in Viking territory, and it bounces out of bounds around the 36-yard line. And that's where the Vikings will take over here with 1:24 to go in the third quarter. They lead 14-6.
Yeah, nice punt there by Austin Bolin. Good job of flipping the field position there in this downpour. But again, 1:24 left in the third, plenty of football left to be played. And this Trojan defense needs to step up one more time here. Still need to create that one turnover that they need.
That and not allow the Vikings to get deep in their own territory.
Right,
again.
yeah, flip the field position.
So the Vikings are going to start on their own 36-yard line, and we're going to see Eli Quaisbarth here from shotgun. What kind of formation are they lined up in here? Takes the snap, hands off the left side. It's number 34, Cade DeBoard. Yeah, what's it called when you've got a running back on each side of you?
It's just, well, with it being shotgun, to me, you look at whether or not there's a tight end and the flanker. It was just a pro set right there.
Okay.
It's not an I backfield, obviously, because they're split, because they're on both sides of the quarterback being in shotgun. But they had a tight end, a flanker, and a split end, so that's just a pro formation.
I gotcha. So here we go, 2nd and 10. They didn't gain anything on that run from DeBoard.
And now here they have double twins.
Gotcha. Yep, out to the right as here's the snap. Hand off. No, he keeps it himself. Eli trying to fight around the edge, and the Trojans pounce on it.
Fumble.
And there's a fumble on the play. The Trojans think they have it. They're jumping up and down, very excited.
And they do.
And they do have it. Quaisbarth fumbles it. The Trojans pick it up. That's even better field position.
Exactly. I'm telling you,
that's what you called.
I know. I don't know why I couldn't have won Powerball the other night. I mean, seriously. I've been Johnny on the spot here in every call in this game, but yeah, can't win 1.73 billion, no.
Well, you called it just a few moments ago.
And here I do have a sidebar conversation as they're changing the possession here. Why is it it's either somebody from New York or California always wins Powerball? Can somebody explain that to me? Just
conspiracies.
It's a rhetorical question, but I'm just wondering.
Well, I think New York and California, they have the largest. That's where all the population is, right? There's more people out there. That's why. Oh, here we are. Takes the snap, fighting his way forward. It's Austin Bolin around the right side. Maybe a couple on the carry, but yeah, there's just that many more people.
I don't think that's the reason. But anyway, I digress. All right, get back to football. 27.2 seconds left in the third quarter. The Trojans got that big turnover.
Yeah, this is what they needed here.
And I don't know what the officials are talking about. Oh, the penalty on the.
There is a penalty. Offsides on the Vikings, so this helps the Trojans out even more.
Yeah, I did not see where the flag was.
You can see how windy it is out there by seeing the Whitecaps poncho.
Oh yeah,
it is full.
Yeah, I tell you what, the wind was due south when the game started. Now it's coming. Yeah, across the field.
Takes the snap from shotgun, 1st and 5. Oh, my goodness, breaks a tackle around to the right side. It's Connor Marlatt fighting his way forward. He gets the first down and more. He's tackled on the far sideline about the 16-yard line. That's a heck of a run there.
Yeah, again, on the midline option. Having success to that right side. Running midline.
So the clock's going to run out at the end of the third quarter. The Trojans are going to let it happen. 14-6 at the end of the third. As the North White Vikings lead the West Central Trojans, the Midwest Conference Championship is on the line, and there's 1 quarter to go. We're here for you. For sports analyst Chris McGowan, I'm Mitch Columbi. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
When you grow up on the land, you have an appreciation for it. When you grow up and work on a family farm, on land that is shared by members of a family, all working together as a team, that appreciation grows even more. They know what it's like to work as a team to get the job done. At Lawrence Farms of Knox, Todd and Josh Lawrence and family support the local high school teams and wish them success all through the season.
This is Mark Hall, head coach of the West Central Trojans. Stay tuned for more Trojan football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting, WKVI.
Hey folks, Auto Park Fort LaPorte has got some news for you. We now have the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in LaPorte County. So if you're in the market, come and check us out because right now is the best time to trade in your current vehicle. Not interested in purchasing a vehicle? That's okay. We'll buy yours even if you don't buy ours. Not currently in the market, but your car needs serviced? Come check out our newly renovated service department and let them take care of all your service needs. And remember, we're not just an auto dealer, we're an auto park.
Back at the Trojan Trench, Mitch Columbi along with sports analyst Chris McGowan. We go to the fourth quarter. Midwest Conference Championships on the line, 14-6. The North White Vikings lead the West Central Trojans. The Trojans hoping to put more points on the board. This is Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. The tradition continues. Marlatt takes the snap from shotgun, rolling out to his left. It's a QB keeper. Now he's fighting his way back over to the right side. Gets to the 10-yard line where that's where he's tackled. So a nice little run there to start the fourth quarter for Connor Marlatt.
Yeah, West Central taking a play out of the North White playbook there, running a little quarterback sweep. First time we've seen that tonight from the Trojans. Pickup of about 7 yards there on first down. So from the 11-yard line, it's going to be 2nd and 3.
One thing I liked about that play was Marlatt was running to the left and then all of a sudden decided to jet back over to the right.
Yeah, cut back.
Marlatt takes the snap, hands off to Pilarski up the middle, still on his feet, fighting his way forward, and he's tackled. He's still standing up before they finally blow the whistles. I don't even think they ever brought him down.
No, they did not. Picked up 2 yards there, so it's going to be 3rd and 1 here. If you're West Central here, you want to pick it up on this down. You don't have to go to a 4th down, but again, 2 downs here to get about 1.5 yards.
Third and short here for the Trojans. They need this one. Marlatt set to go, takes the snap, hands off. No, keeps himself up the left side. He's got space. Now to the 5, pushed out of bounds around the 6-yard line, maybe the 5-yard line. That was a nice keeper for Connor Marlatt.
Yeah, doing a very good job of making those reads here on the offense with this offense. So it's going to be 1st and goal from about the 5-yard line here for the Trojans.
Big time opportunity for the Trojans here. Either tie this thing up or take the lead. No, tie this thing up or just down by 1 here. Marlatt set to go. Sets his man in motion, takes the snap, hands off to Pilarski up the middle. Still on his feet, fighting his way forward, and he's tackled at the 3-yard line. So not much on that carry there.
No. So 2nd and goal here. Let's see if North White might be able to return the favor. West Central on that first drive was able to stop North White inside the 1 on 4th and goal. So, again,
I'm thinking Mark Hall's got something up his sleeve here.
Yeah, West Central got double wings here to the right of the formation.
Let's see what he calls. Marlatt, 2nd and goal, takes the snap, fumble on the play, and he has to pounce on it immediately. That's how wet the ball is here. I know folks at home just aren't outside, or they're not really understanding what we're in, the conditions.
Well,
but
we're in good conditions. The players, not so much.
It is coming down real hard right now.
So now 3rd and goal here on that.
Gee whiz.
I think Marlatt scores on that if he's able to handle the ball.
So here we go, 3rd and goal. Marlatt takes the snap, keeps it himself, fighting his way forward, breaks the tackle,
and
he gets in. Touchdown, Connor Marlatt. The West Central Trojans are back in business, baby.
Makes the game 14-12, 9:33 left now. The all-important 2-point conversion here for the Trojans.
You got to get this 2-point, I assume, right?
Well, I mean, it's not the end of the world if you don't, but, making it 14-14 sure does make you feel a lot better.
So for the 2-point conversion, Connor Marlatt and the rest of the offense is looking to the sideline to head coach Mark Hall. They're going to have to go. The play clock's down to 5. Here we go. Marlatt, 3, 2, takes the snap, tosses out Pilarski, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. They're no good on the 2-point conversion. My goodness. So that keeps the score 14-12. North White leads with 9:33 to go in the game. What do you think?
Well, that's the play they ran the last time they tried to do a 2-point conversion, so and it got stuffed as well. But, again, you're giving yourself an opportunity now. You get another stop on defense and get the ball back.
Well, was it smart to just go ahead with the play than rather waste a timeout? Or would you have burned a timeout because the play clock?
I probably just went ahead and ran the play and saved the timeouts.
Time's out for later.
For later.
And that's what they did. So they allowed the play to go ahead and happen with the play clock ticking down. Mark Hall keeps all 3 of his timeouts in his back pocket. This game's long from over, and it's already feeling like this quarter may be the longest quarter of the game right now. 9:33 to go in the ball game. A little windy out there.
Austin Bolin here to kick off for the Trojans.
Deep to return near Eli Quaisbarth. As the kick from Bolin is up away. They don't want to kick to Quaisbarth. Slip through the hands, picked up by number 2. That's Sol Subachrist. And he stumbles his way forward to about the 36, 37-yard line, and that's where the Vikings take over.
Yeah, North White has not run very many offensive plays here in this second half. 5, 6 maybe. So, it's been a half dominated by the West Central Trojans so far.
Oh, my gosh, I just saw the official's glove. He took off his hand, and there was about a bucket of water that just fell out of the glove. My goodness. And now he's picking something up from the field. I don't know what it is, but he just saw something. But here we go, 1st and 10, 9:30 to go in the ball game. Quaisbarth takes the snap, hands off. Oh, it's a throw up the middle, wide open to the 45 to the 40, now to the 35 to the 30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. It's a big-time touchdown for the North White Vikings. Cade DeBoard on the seam play.
Yep. We've seen him run that 2 plays before, and he's been wide open both times. So, again, somebody on the defense there getting caught looking in the backfield. They're not paying attention to their key. And just right down the seam. Made a juggling catch there in the rain. But a big play by the by the North White Vikings.
Yeah.
And right here, now this is huge for
if they go
West
for two.
Yeah, they're gonna go for two. For West Central here,
they got to stop this.
To get a stop, to give yourself a chance to maybe send this game to overtime.
Well, they started their possession at 9:33 to go in the third, and 13 seconds later they put 6 points on the board. 20-12 right now is the score here in Francesville as the Vikings break the huddle and set to go for two here. Quaysbarth, he's going to take this from shotgun. He has
trips to the right.
Trips to the right here. Here we go. Quaysbarth takes the snap, pulls the handoff, looking to throw. He's going to get up the middle, and it's tipped by a Trojan, and it is incomplete.
Big stop there by the Trojans, so it gives yourself a chance now. Still 9:18 left. I mean, you're probably going to have a couple possessions left in this game, so nothing's out of reach.
I would go as far as to say the Trojans, looking at their schedule, because they faced Winnemac in that tight game, they've been maybe more prepared for a tight situation like that, to where North White, they've been able to dominate their opponents throughout this season, where the Trojans have had experience, in tight situations like this. So this could be in the Trojans' favor here, down by 8 points with 9:18 to go in the ball game. This has been an interesting football game tonight, to say the least. The rain has died down a little bit, but it's still coming down. A little sprinkling here. As tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Nepco Crane and Equipment Services, specializing in mobile crane service. Call Joe Nepp at 1-800-590-2272 for all your residential, commercial, and agricultural crane needs. Spencer Lehman and Josiah Rodriguez deep to return for the Trojans. Kick up the middle, and it's dead at about the 24-yard line. The Trojans pick it up right there. Both Trojans kind of ran by it, wondering if one or the other was going to pick it up, and they finally pounced on it, and they're going to start their possession on the 23-yard line, it looks like.
I tell you what, that would have been a heck of a chip right there in the golf game. That ball just hit the ground and just stuck.
Well,
but again, both
sopping wet the field is right now.
Yeah, both returners there. Just one thought no communication there, and they both ran past it. Luckily, there was no North White Viking player in the vicinity, because that's a live ball. Went past 10 yards.
20-12, 9:15 to go in the ball game. North White leads West Central. The Midwest Conference Championship is on the line. Connor Marlatt sets his man in motion, takes the snap. It's a handoff. This is Pilarski up the right side, and he gets maybe four, maybe.
That was Bolin.
Oh, Bolin, excuse me. Thank you. Austin Bolin on the carry, a couple yards gained, as this will bring up 2nd and 8 here. So, here we go. Under 9 minutes to go. Connor Marlatt set to take this one. He does. Pulls the handoff up the left side, and he's met by a couple of Vikings. I don't think he got a yard on it.
No, not very much there. Might even have lost a yard on that play.
Jeez.
So a big third down here for the Trojans. Look for maybe their little shuffle pass here. Try to hit the outside, coming towards us here. Coming to the near side.
Set to go. Marlatt takes the snap. It's a right side. This is Austin Bolin fighting his way forward, and he's tripped up at the 24, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Trojans. Man,
that's like 3 plays in a row. Three plays tonight that I've called right on the spot.
Right on the spot.
I'm telling you.
We are you got an earpiece in?
No.
You're just reading Mark Hall really well tonight. So this brings up 4th down, and the Trojans are going to have to punt here deep in their own territory.
This is the one thing you didn't want to have happen.
This is exactly.
Was turning the ball back over to North White so quickly after giving up that big play.
And they've got 2 deep to return, thinking it may be a trick play again here. The snap, the hold, the punt is up away clean. It's going to be touched at the... Oh, my goodness, it was touched by the Vikings, and the Trojans pounce on it. They're going to pick the ball up at the 50-yard line, and they are going to have possession. Oh, man.
Again, there's the second turnover by the Vikings. But,
wow.
New life for the Trojans.
Now's the time to strike.
Right.
So the Trojans punt it, get it all the way to the 50-yard line. A Viking tried to return the ball. Right when the ball hit his hands, it slipped right through, and there was a Trojan to pounce on it. My goodness.
So now let's see what West Central here does with this possession.
So here's Connor Marlatt. The flex bone takes the snap, toss up. This is Austin Bolin, and there's whistles on the play, and Connor Marlatt can't believe it. There's
False
a flag.
start.
Oh, man. And it's on the Trojans. It's going to push them back. Unbelievable. So this pushes the ball back to the 46-yard line in Trojan territory, and that brings up second down. Man, things happen so fast. So, 1st and 15 here. Ball on their own 46. The flex bone. Connor Marlatt set to go. Takes the snap. Hands off to Pilarski. Fumble on the play, and the Vikings pounce on it. Oh, man. Another turnover. They are having to play with the elements tonight. It looks like the rain is slowly dying off, but all that rain that fell throughout the entire game has soaked up the field.
Yeah,
the ball is just completely soaked.
Yeah, the rain has stopped, but the wind has even gotten even more fierce.
Gosh. Yeah, you can see the windmill is working hard right now.
And the wind is straight out of the east, it looks like. That flag is straight out there in the north end zone.
Yep. So the Vikings have the ball. They take the snap and hand off up the middle. The Trojans wrap them up immediately. Nothing gained. Just a back-and-forth affair here, 20-12. The Trojans trail by 8, under 7 minutes to go here in the ball game. It brings up 2nd and 10 for the Vikings of North White. Ball on the Trojans' 44-yard line. Score update from South Central at Whiting. They trail 16-8 with 8 minutes to go in the first half. Quaysbarth back in our game, takes the snap from shotgun, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, fighting around the corner, but no! He's wrapped up in the backfield for a big-time sack. It looked like number 56, Zach Gilger, the senior, was on the tackle.
Don't be shocked if North White comes back to that
seam play route up the middle. And if you're the Trojans, watch out for that.
4 verticals right here.
Yeah.
So, 3rd and 12 here by the Vikings. But it looks like they're going to line up in a...
So here we go. Big-time play for the Trojans here to hopefully get a 4th down. As a fresh ball is thrown in, dried off and placed at the 45. Quaysbarth from shotgun. Still waiting, letting the play clock run. He takes the snap finally, pulls it, looks to throw, fires down the middle. It's wide open. Oh, he overthrew it. He overthrew it. His intended target was Cade DeBoard, number 34.
On the seam route.
On the seam route, right when you called it, and he dove for it. He just
just a little too hard there on the throw. Just out past the outstretched hands there, but a good effort by DeBoard. But again, it was open.
So this brings up 4th down.
4th and 12 here. North White going to line up the punt.
And deep to return is number 5, Josiah Rodriguez, the senior for the West Central Trojans. It's been a defensive affair here in the second half. 20-12, the Trojans trail by 8. Here they come trying to block the punt, but no, it's clean away. deep. Back to the 15-yard line is where it's going to bounce and roll to the 11, and that's where the Vikings touch it, and the Trojans will take over.
5:10 left, down 8, all 3 timeouts. So this is the drive.
This right here, you got to put something together here. As Collins Insurance is part of the broadcast, taking care of all your insurance needs. Jim Collins told me to tell you, call him anytime at 574-772-6844. That's Collins Insurance, supporting local high school sports. 1st and 10 for the Trojans, 5:10 to go in the ball game. They trail by 8. They need this drive here. The Midwest Conference Championship is on the line. If you just joined us, sports analyst Chris McGowan is with us. I'm Mitch Columby. So glad to be here for you. The Trojans set to go here on 1st and 10, ball on their own 12. Marlatt takes the snap, hands off up the middle. It's Pilarski, and he gets to maybe the 17-yard line. Nice little carry there for the Trojans as the clock continues to roll under 5 minutes here.
Yeah, good athleticism there by Pilarski. Did a little grass picking and was able to pick up an extra 3 yards by using that technique.
4:45 to go in the ball game. Marlatt takes the snap, keeps himself up the right side, and he's met by a couple of Vikings and brought down just shy of the 20-yard line. Not much gained.
Nope, so 3rd and 4 here. Just under 4.5 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. West Central trailing 20-12. So have all 3 timeouts, but again, a big 3rd down here for the Trojans.
Marlatt set to go from shotgun. Sets Bolin in motion, takes a snap, hands off the right side. It looked like that was Pilarski again, and it was. Maybe a couple yards gained, and then a flag thrown in late, maybe for unsportsmanlike conduct on the Vikings, it looks like.
Yeah, a little extracurricular activities there at the end, just expressing some pleasantries.
Now this stops the clock.
Yes. Yeah, this will stop the clock, so
yeah, with
4 minutes. It's going to be a 1st down.
Yep, and that's a 15-yard penalty. So big-time 1st down for the Trojans. They're walking out the 15-yard penalty right now. They're going to spot the ball at the 38-yard line, and that's where the Trojans had the 1st down with 4:05 to go here in the ball game. Like Chris just said, they trail 8 points. Not only do they have to get a touchdown here before the end of the game, they've got to get a 2-point conversion, something that North White was able to do. The rain has stopped. 59 degrees here in Francesville. Marlatt takes the snap, hands off to Brian. No, it's a far sideline. This is number 14 breaking away all the way to the 50 and into Viking territory before he's tackled at the 49. A big-time run.
Spencer
Lehman. Huge run for the Trojans as they move the chains. Under 4 minutes to go here in the game.
So again, West Central cross midfield here. 3:49, 3:48 left in the game. Down 8.
Here we go. Marlatt set to go. The flex bone takes the snap. Hands off. No, pulls it himself. Now he's riding around the corner. He does. Stiff arm. Now breaks the tackle. Breaks another. Spins around to the 40. Now to the 35. Onto the far side of the field, and he's tackled at the 33. I don't know how I called it, but it sounded good. What a heck of a run by Connor Marlatt.
Yeah, a little shifty there.
Wow. Oh, man.
Right. Trojans in business here. 3:28 left.
Clock continues to roll. 3:20 to go. 20-12. The Trojans trail. Marlatt takes the snap low in the grass. He picks it up. Counter up the middle. Fights his way forward to the 1st down and more to the 20-yard line. It's going to be enough for a West Central Trojan 1st down, and the Trojans are moving the chains here, Chris.
Yeah, again, West Central doing a good job of mixing it up here offensively on this drive. Really got this North White Viking defense on their heels.
Marlatt 1st and 10, ball on the Vikings 20. 3 minutes to go exactly. takes the snap, pulls the handoff, breaks a tackle, slips through, now up to the 18, 16, still on his feet to the 15. Oh my goodness, it took 2 Vikings. Finally the third brought him down. Huge run by Connor Marlatt.
Yeah, showing his strength there, carrying defenders. Picked up 6 yards there on first down.
2nd and 4. Clock continues to roll. 2:30 to go here in the ball game. They look to the near sideline to see what head coach Mark Hall has in store. Marlatt sets his man in motion, takes the snap. Oh, it's Lehman up the left side again. Oh, my goodness, he's going to fight his way forward, cuts back over to the 5, and he's tackled inside the 5-yard line, maybe about the 2, and the Trojans are knocking on the door. 1st and goal here with 2:10 to go in the ball game. So with the clock continuing to roll, Chris, I'll ask you this question here in a minute.
All right.
Let's let this happen first.
Yeah, 1st and goal from the 2 here.
Marlatt takes the snap, hands off, no, pulls it himself. He's going to get the touchdown. Connor Marlatt, it's a West Central Trojan touchdown. 20-18. Now here's the question I was going to ask you. Obviously you have to go for 2 here.
You have to go for 2, right.
If you don't get it.
You got 3 timeouts.
With 1:52, is it possible?
It's possible. I think you maybe have, maybe an onside kick.
If you don't get this 2-point, you're right.
Get the 2-point conversion.
So Marlatt set to go here. The flex bone, we're going to see it again as we have all night. Sets his man in motion, takes the snap. It's a handoff up the left side. They're fighting their way forward. I don't think he's going to get it, Chris.
He did not get it.
He did not get the 2-point conversion. Another failed attempt for the Trojans. It keeps the score at 20-18 with 1:52 to go in the ball game. My goodness, the Midwest Conference Championship is coming down to 2 points here.
Yeah, being able to convert a 2-point conversion. Right, yeah, the difference right now is North White was able to convert 1.
And that's what they need. That's all they needed. And that was in the first half.
Right.
My goodness, what a fight it has been tonight, dealing with the elements, dealing with everything that they've had thrown their way. The Trojans are right there, down by 2. You said it a minute ago. Do you onside? Are you for sure? Do you onside kick here?
I don't know.
I mean, 1:52 with 3 timeouts.
I would think that North White's going to come out with their hands team here. And
there's just a lot of variables to think about here. If the Trojans don't get the onside kick, then the Vikings have it in better field position. If the Trojans do kick it deep into Viking territory, use their 3 timeouts, and the defense holds strong, and they get the ball in better field position. So it's really up for grabs. It's what are you willing to risk?
Yeah, being right around 2 minutes, I'm probably kicking deep here. Either that,
Trusting the D.
Either that, or I'm going to try to kick a line drive right off the front, the guy right in front of the football.
So here we go. We're going to find out what happens here. We're so glad you've joined us here on KVB's WKVI. The tradition continues. The kick, it is an onside kick. It's going to bounce and be picked up immediately at the 47-yard line by a Viking. He pounced on it. So the onside kick does not go the Trojans' way, and the Vikings will have the ball with 1:51 to go in the ball game. They lead by 2, 20-18. The Trojans have all 3 timeouts left. Now, theoretically, you think about it, the defense, other than that one big pass play up the seam, they've done a really good job against the Vikings tonight.
Right, yeah. But again, it's you got 3 timeouts. North White, you're 1 first down away from being able to clinch the Midwest Championship.
So here we go. The Vikings are set to go from shotgun. It's Eli Quasbar, takes the snap, pulls the handoff, keeps it himself. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. Oh, my goodness, he's still on his feet. Broke 3 tackles, and he's finally brought down for a sack in the backfield at the 37. Does Mark call timeout?
Yeah, he called timeout.
So he called timeout. It stopped the clock at 1:40 to go.
Yeah, you're gonna have to call. You're gonna have to call timeout after every play here to give yourself a chance.
Leave that much more time on the board. So he was tackled in the backfield, looks like 5 yards. So it's now going to be 2nd and 15. Ball on the 39-yard line, 39-yard line for the North White Vikings of Monon, Indiana. Isn't the Monon Railroad Museum right there? Isn't that what that's in Monon? No? I've been through Monon a few times on my way to West Lafayette for a Purdue game.
Oh, boy. So, 140 here. West Central, 2 timeouts left. Big stop there on first down. Loss of about 6 yards for the Vikings.
Final from Winamac, 35-6. Triton beats them, takes care of business, and the Winamac Warriors end their season. Tough loss at home at Rowdebush Field, but they see Lafayette Central Catholic for their first-round sectionals next Friday night. Shout out to Paul Dunn. He was part of the chain gang there at Rowdebush Field in Winamac, sending me score updates. Hope you're enjoying your evening. Paul is here back in our game. It's a snap. It's a quarterback keep. Eli Quaisbarth crosses the 45, maybe the 46-yard line before he's tackled, making it 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8.
And the Trojans take their second of 3 timeouts, stopping the clock at 1:33, and there's plenty of time here.
Yeah, you got to get a stop here though, and that's where not calling that timeout on that 1-2 point
what
conversion
helps you. Just let it go.
Right.
Let them get the play in. Keep the timeouts in your back pocket, and it worked out in Mark Hall's favor here.
As long as they get a stop here on 3rd down.
As long as, yeah, exactly. They have to get this stop here, and I can only imagine that's what the coaching staff was just telling their defense right now. You've got to bring everything on this play. This is our whole season right here. You've got to bring it on. Well, it's not the whole season, but it's for the conference championship right here on this play. You've got to get this stop. So here we go, 3rd and 8. Quaisbarth from shotgun takes the snap, rolls out to his left. He's going to keep it himself. Trojans trying to track him down. He crosses the 50, now to the 45, and he slides at the 40-yard line, and they are going to pick up the first down. And that's exactly what the Trojans didn't want to have happen.
Yeah, that's the ball game.
So Mark Call, I think, burned the last time out there.
No. He still got one timeout left. But
he still has one here.
Missed 2 penalties on that play. There was a hold right in front of the run, and then North White wasn't set. Still had a guy going down to get into his stance, and when they snapped the ball. So, yeah, 2 missed penalties on that one play.
And that's the play you don't want to have that happen. And now there's whistles on the play. The rain starts to pick back up here at Francesville. We haven't had any issues other than the rain and this last couple plays here where the refs may have missed you can't miss those.
No,
especially
not in that situation.
Especially when you're calling it earlier off the big
run
play where the Trojans had the touchdown and they called a holding. You can't miss those plays. With the conference championship on the line, that's just something you can't have happen. It's unfortunate, and the Trojans have to live with it. Clock continues to roll. Minute to go. 20-18. The Vikings lead by 2. 1st and 10. Ball on the Trojans' 47. Quaisbarth letting that clock tick. Oh, fumble on the play. Quaisbarth picks it up, though. It was a bad snap. Mark Hall goes ahead and burns the 3rd timeout, stopping the clock at 50.5 seconds to go.
See, again, this is where I don't like being in shotgun every single snap.
Yeah, Quaisbarth hasn't taken anything under center.
Right.
Boy, you're going to have to pray to the football gods that something like that happens again if you're the Trojans.
15 and a half seconds left, out of timeouts.
The rain just picked back up here in the last 2 minutes. So 2nd and 10 for the Vikings. 50.5 seconds to go in the ball game. They lead by 2, 20-18 for the Midwest Conference Championship. The outright conference
and
champion.
Now he's going to take it under center, and they're in victory formation.
Yep. Quaysbar takes the snap, and he knees, keeping the clock running, and he'll have to run one more play here with no timeouts left for the Trojans. Man, they were right there, Chris, right there.
Yeah, 20-18.
So to take the second knee in victory formation is Eli Quaysbarth, and he does. And that will be the end of the ball game. The North White Vikings are the Midwest Conference champions as they go undefeated 9-0 in their 2023 campaign. The West Central Trojans will finish off at 7-2, where they are getting ready to take on Taylor next week for the sectional round 1 matchup. Man, a lot to talk about if you're a Trojan fan. This was a tough one to swallow, a 2-point loss. It went all the way to the end. We're going to take a break and come back for the Collins Insurance postgame show. We'll talk about this game as well as our other area teams in action tonight. For sports analyst Chris McGowan, I'm Mitch Columbi. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Howard's Marathon in Winamac has a reputation built on getting things done right. With 30 years experience as an ASE Master Auto Technician, Dean Wentz is the right choice for the auto repairs or service. From auto computer diagnostic checks to new batteries and tires, they can take care of it all. Howard's Marathon is a proud supporter of area high school sports and wishes all teams a great season. Howard's Marathon, 121 South Monticello Street in Winamac. Call 574-946-6894.
The key to high-yielding crops is accurate and dependable soil testing. This is Andy Awald of Farm Fertilizers and Seeds. Having the right information to make the most profitable fertility decisions is what Image Services from Farm Fertilizers and Seeds is all about. We combine cutting-edge technology and computerized record-keeping with a common-sense approach to soil sampling and fertilizer recommendations. Whether it be by management zone for field-level applications or grid-based for variable rate applications, count on Image Services by Farm Fertilizers and Seeds for your soil service needs this fall.
Real magic is everywhere. It's in your mom's cooking, in 4-hour dinners with friends, in that first bite of something new, and in the fizz of a Coca-Cola. Now with so many options for less than $5, the Coca-Cola Value Collection will help you make the most out of every magic moment for so much less. Taste the magic for less with Coca-Cola.
Welcome to the Collins Insurance Agency's post-game show. Let's get back to Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan.
20-18 is the final as the North White Vikings come to Francesville, Indiana, and win the Midwest Conference Championship outright. I'm Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting as WKVI will always be there. Well, Chris, tough one to watch. Well, we got some fans here behind us. Tough one to watch here, Chris. You saw the North White Vikings come away with a big-time win. They are the outright Midwest Conference champions. Hard fought. And, you know, we talked about it in the pregame. We talked about every game that they'd played throughout the season. I'd like to think from the final scores, of course, we haven't seen North White this year, but it looked like they had their way throughout the entire season with everyone they played. I think tonight
I think the tightest game before tonight was the Caston game. So, again, but they made the plays when they had to, and they're going to leave Francesville with a 2-point victory and the Midwest Conference Championship.
We thank the Stark County Co-op, your local agricultural cooperative that offers an array of service and support, including grain, agronomy, seed, fuel, and LP Petroleum. Call 574-867-2411 to contact the Stark County Co-op. Finally, today's broadcast is brought to you in part by 5 Star. We thank them for supporting local high school sports and remind you to shop local. That's 5 Star. Where's it at, Chris?
In the Knox Mall.
Well, tough loss for the West Central Trojans. We'll break things down a little bit more here in the Collins Insurance postgame show, but hard-fought battle. It rained the entire night. I think it died down maybe late third, early fourth quarter, but now the rain's picked back up. It just was it was football weather. Like you called it. It's just football weather out here.
It's football weather.
In a monsoon. It literally was a monsoon. and you just look out on the field. The field was in terrible, terrible conditions. It was just, it wasn't terrible conditions, but when the field is that wet and slippery, it's hard to get your footing. We saw a lot of bad snaps tonight. We saw a lot of slipped players running on the field, not getting their feeding underneath them. Just a tough game for either team, and to come out on top makes it that much more worthwhile for the North White Vikings. They won't forget this win. That's for sure.
That's for sure, yeah.
And the West Central Trojans, you got to hold your head up high. You still end the season at 7-2. You come in next week to face Taylor, and hey, they still have an opportunity to make noise in their sectional, Chris.
They do, but I tell you what, it's going to be tough because Carroll
is in
Flora
there too.
They're undefeated, and they are a very good football team.
Last score update I had from LaVille as the Culver Cavaliers traveled to LaVille for the final regular season game of the year. It was 52-0. LaVille was leading over the Cavs.
Right.
Tough way that ended, or tough way that's going right now. Just got a score update from Athletic Director Michael Sarkozy from the North Judson St. Pierre Blue Jays. At the end of the third quarter, North Judson leads Pioneer 27-12.
Okay.
Which is interesting. They're going to have to turn around
next week, and we'll be at Liberty Field, right?
Yes.
To do that first-round game between North Judson and Pioneer. So still a lot of football left to be played at the Pit in Royal Center. But, again, North Judson as of right now, taking care of business tonight.
Well, we're going to take a break and come back. Chris and I will talk about the Stark County Co-op play of the game. Don't go anywhere. This is Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
It's hard to believe, but time sure does fly by. Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox are celebrating over 30 years of taking care of all of your insurance needs in our communities.
If I could turn back time.
And we're not going anywhere. Stop in and see Jim and the crew at Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox. Insurance you can count on from a business you've trusted since 1989. Proud presidential partners of Western Reserve.
On the way home from the game, a deer jumps in front of your truck. And now you've got to get that truck repaired. Make it easy on yourself. Take it to Mark's Body Shop. Mark's has done expert auto body service since 1998 and will work with you and your insurance provider for collision repair, custom body paint, and insurance work. And all work guaranteed by owner Mark Schell. Mark's Body Shop, proud to support high school sports. 772-7003.
Since 1936, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning have always taken pride in doing the job right. Third-generation owner Brian Hammond and his family have always set the standard when it comes to taking care of all your heating and cooling needs. Making your home a comfortable home is the absolute top priority. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give them a call at 574-936-4660. Follow them on Facebook. Let Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning help you take control of your comfort.
It's time for the Stark County Co-op play of the game. Let's return to the voices of WKVI Sports, Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan.
20-18 is the final here in Francesville as the North White Vikings beat the West Central Trojans and become the Midwest Conference outright champions. Mitch Columbi along with sports analyst Chris McGowan. Chris, what are you thinking on our Stark County Co-op play of the game?
The stop on the two-point conversion.
Yeah.
There with a minute 52 left to go in the game. North White Vikings defense stopped the third of three attempts, basically. West Central scored 3 touchdowns, but again, game 20-18, you got to come up with a stop, and they do. Stop Spencer Lehman short of the end zone on the 2-point try, and end up sealing the victory at 20-18.
Well, and with the weather, for the listeners at home that just don't understand, it was just a different game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
The weather, the elements, it's still pouring down rain right now. I liked what you said earlier. You said it's a monsoon out there, and I think that's exactly what it looks like right now. It's just it looks like we are in hurricane type weather. Of course,
Right.
I've never been in a hurricane,
Right,
so I don't know
yeah,
what it's like.
It's coming down in buckets right now.
And that just changes the game. You talked about getting low pad height, getting better snaps. We saw a lot of mishandled snaps tonight.
Right.
Would you attribute that to maybe some of the problems the Trojans had tonight?
Oh, yeah. It definitely messed up. Their offense is a timing offense, and if the snap is not clean, it's going to mess everything up. And I think a lot of those runs that Connor Marlatt had was because the snap was bad and the fullback was already past him.
Yeah.
So he had no other choice but to keep it.
Well, our Stark County Co-op play of the game goes to the North White Vikings as they stop that 2-point conversion, that much-needed 2-point conversion from the West Central Trojans to tie the ball game up, but they weren't able to make that happen. And the North White Vikings ended up winning over the West Central Trojans. As we're going to take a break and come back, we're going to talk about our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game. For sports analyst Chris McGowan, I'm Mitch Columbi. This is the Collins Insurance postgame show.
The Stark County Co-op has been a member-owned farm services co-op in Stark County since 1928. That's over 90 years, and they're still providing the same quality agronomy services to the farming community of Stark and surrounding counties. The Stark County Co-op is an LP and fuel provider. The Stark County Co-op purchases grain at both locations, Hamlet and Browns. You can reach them by phone at 1-800-782-3392, the Stark County Co-op.
This presentation of our area's local high school sports is sponsored by Pulaski Memorial Hospital in Winamac. Pulaski Memorial Hospital is dedicated to providing excellent health care to improve the health and quality of life for the people and the community they serve. They will meet the community's needs and exceed their expectations by creating the best possible health care experience. For more information of the services they provide, call 946-2100.
Have you ever wondered how much I could sell my vehicle for? Well, Auto Park Chevrolet GMC can help with that. We're looking to buy your vehicle. It is a quick, simple process that puts money in your pocket. Stop by the Auto Park on Oak Road for one of our sales professionals to assess your vehicle and have a cash price for you in moments. If you're looking to trade, we have stacks of inventory for you to choose from, or you can walk away with a check in hand. Don't hassle with listing on Marketplace or waiting forever to sell it privately. Let us make you an offer today. Auto Park Chevrolet GMC. Check us out at www.autoparkchevroletbuickgmc.com or call 574-936-5590 or come to see us next to Walmart in Plymouth.
Time to announce the Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game. Mitch?
Hey, thanks, John. It's time now for our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game, given in memory of Ashley Derrickson, a 2008 graduate of North Judson San Pierre High School who battled cancer throughout her high school career before losing that battle on December 12th of 2008. We'll tell you who's earned that honor after this word from 5-star.
5-Star, the largest meat and grocery store in the area, focused on quality, value, and customer service. The 5 stars in the name of the store come from 5 family members of the original owners serving in World War II, each one represented by a blue star on a flag hanging in the front window of the family home. That's why even decades later, 5-Star is known for its dedication to service. Now that dedication means savings for you. 5-Star, one of the We Care stores, the area's largest meat and grocery store, focused on quality, value, and customer service. Located, you know where, in the Knox Mall.
Our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game wears number 34 for the North White Vikings. The senior, Cade DeBoard, played the slot back for the Vikings. He had the 2-point conversion in the first half, the big 2-point conversion. That was the difference in the ball game, ended up being the difference in the ball game. But he also had the big touchdown reception, 63, 67 yards, somewhere around there, after North White had cut it to 2, 14-12. Come back very next play, first play from scrimmage, he goes 63 yards. So makes it 20-12. And again, North White hangs on for the 2-point victory. So Cade DeBoard, number 34, the senior from North White, our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game.
Yeah, and they become the MWC outright champions tonight and finished off their season undefeated.
9-0
quite an accomplishment for the North White Vikings. We look around our other area teams, and the last score update I had from the Knox Redskins versus Caston game was 50-0. That was in the second quarter. So obviously running clock in the second half. I think it's safe to say, without knowing the score now, but I think it's safe to say, I'll go ahead and say it, the Knox Redskins, for the first time in their history, went 9-0, undefeated regular season. Congratulations to the Knox Redskins. Unbelievable.
And outright HNAC champs.
Outright HNAC champs. Of course, we talked about last week, Miles McLaughlin breaking the all-time rushing record, surpassed his dad as a sophomore. And, that kid is going to just roll up. That record's going to be held for
a long time.
We also see other area school, the Winamac Warriors, falling tonight 35-6 to Triton. The Winamac Warriors finish off their season at 3-6. And then the last score update I had from the Culver-LaVille game was 52-0. LaVille leading the Culver Cavs. The last score update I had Scott Masters just texted me. The game is over in LaVille. 52-0 was the final. LaVille wins that game. The Culver Cavs end their season at 0-9 on the year. Tough season for them and head coach Austin Faust. And then the last score update I had from the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay Pioneer Panther matchup in the third quarter, actually start of the fourth, it was 27-12. North Judson was in the lead. And then the last South Central,
they were down 16-8.
16-8 at half was the last score update I had from South Central. If you follow us on any of our social media sites, you'll see my post-game report of all of our area schools' teams scores here in Week 9 as KVB's WKVI Sports is back in action next Friday night, as we begin the postseason for the first round of sectionals from North Judson, Indiana. The North Judson San Pierre Blue Jays host the Pioneer Panthers for round 1. Myself, along with sports analyst Chris McGowan, will be going live at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. That's right here on 99.3 FM and streaming throughout the world on WKVI.com. We also remind you to join us tomorrow morning on the Saturday Sports Line, the longest-running high school sports show in Indiana, thanks to our very own Harold Welter. We always have several of our area head coaches on hand as we go live at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central on 99.3 FM and online at WKVI.com. If you missed the Saturday Sports Line, don't you worry. We remind you of the Saturday Sports Line replay every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. We also invite you to follow us on our social media sites, on Instagram at WKVI Sports, on X, formerly Twitter at KVB Sports, and on Facebook at Sports to the Max for all Kankakee Valley Broadcasting sports content. Final word from you tonight, Chris.
Tomorrow morning, everybody's record 0-0.
Yep.
The second season starts tomorrow.
Best time of the year if you're a football fanatic. As our final in this one was 20-18. Look forward to talking to you in the morning, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
As our final in this one, 20-18, the North White Vikings take down the West Central Trojans and become the Midwest Conference champions. From all of us here at KVB, we thank you for listening to Indiana High School Sports. For our sports analyst, Chris McGowan, our in-game announcer, John Thompson, I am Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues. We are Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Thank you for listening to Indiana High School Football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Sponsored in part by Coca-Cola, Culver's Portside Marina, NEPCO, Crane and Equipment Services, Farm Fertilizers, First Farmers Bank and Trust, Lawrence Farms, Mark's Body Shop in Knox, Zingo Express, Pulaski Memorial Hospital, Stark County Co-op, The Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Collins Insurance, Howard's Marathon of Winamac, and 5 Star. We'd like to thank our sponsors for their dedication in supporting local high school sports and helping continue the tradition on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Touchdown!